FGO 待望の水着イベントが今年も開催。フェイトグランドオーダーデッドヒートサマーレース、最速の夏始めるわよ。
Hello gamers, welcome back for some more Fate Grand Order. We did the full event last time. Just kidding. It's time for part 2 of the Fate Grand Order jail escape second half. Now, it looks to be shorter based on the runtime of the all cutscenes %. But then I failed to realize I stop and talk sometimes. Game, are you okay? Okay. You're running real slow today, huh? You don't want to do this either. That's fair. That's understandable. Ooh. Uh-oh. Wait, I think it's okay. That was terrifying. Yeah, so I like stop and talk, which isn't great because it means that I slow down. And like right now, I should be moving. So let's go and just get started. I will try my best on that. Hey, buddy. I almost thought of making you my super special awesome rider, but I think I'm picking someone else. That's the last class I'm kind of deciding on is rider. Every other class, I was pretty easy to pick one with. Rider's a tough one. There's no riders that jump out at me as oh, I need them, you know? At least personally. Event. We head on down to, there we go. Death Jail Summer Escape. Medb's Prison of Sin and Despair, 2019. Arrest under the bridge. Let's get started. Yeah, see, now it's running really smoothly. It's very strange. Well, that was certainly not at all pleasant. Are you all right, salty maid? You've not been concussed, have you? Of course not. Any driver worth her salt knows to wear her seatbelt at all times. Still, I never expected my seatbelt to tear and then to be thrown from the vehicle. At least it seems the other teams are in a similar predicament. I feel dizzy, but I'm okay. So Victor's girl is safe. Thank goodness. I guess my decision to revert to my standard form for better shock absorption paid off. Not for me, it didn't. Getting thrown into this ravine really hasn't done my back any favors, I can tell you that much for certain. How are Kyogoku and Bai Long? They're a bit banged up, but they... Just answering your own question. But they otherwise seem fine, thank goodness. I wish I'd learned that technique that Ushiwakamaru told me about. What did she call it? The reverse ravine drop, I believe? A secret method of descending cliffs on horseback. I believe she used it at Ichinotani. Is that the one where your horse uses falling rubble as footholds to break your own fall? That's awesome! That's impossible, but that's okay. I'm always falling off mountains and clouds and stuff, so I'd love to learn how to do that. I didn't know you just had a sprite like that. I guess it makes sense. This has to be the bowels of the earth this time, right? This would be... Is this before? I think this is after Agartha. Yeah, it has to be, because we got Scheherazade. I'm afraid not. It seems we've merely fallen into a ravine. Here, let me turn on a light so we can see better. Hold it. If we need light, a fluorescent lamp is what we will use. Let's just use both. This really isn't the time to be arguing among ourselves. Ho-ho! That ginormous boulder there nearly crushed my head. Talk about rockin' and rolling. Rocket. Crash landing. Borked. I love that word. I love that word. I feel like I'm on the brink of unlocking some sealed-off memories, but nope, can't remember a thing. I hope Lily, the only saber I ever let get away, is doing well wherever she is. Oh. I can't believe an incarnation of Horus like me crashed like that. No, wait. I'll just say that the god of the underworld has descended upon the earth. Yes, that sounds good. So all you spectators looking on know that this was not my fault. I thought I was going to die. From now on, I may need to ensure I never cross another bridge without wearing a parachute. So everyone is all right. Good. I knew my rivals would not die so easily. Unfortunately, our vehicle was not so lucky. I feel responsible. What happened anyway? Does anyone know? Nah, no idea. Everyone, look out. Something is coming this way. I believe it may be the very thing that slashed the bridge to pieces. Oh. Oh. A cab includes Hesse and Lobo. It doesn't even look human! Yeah, hey, that's why we call them pigs, you know? What is this beast? I feel as though I've seen that wolf before, but what is that man wearing on his head? No, it would seem that it is his head. Did this predict Skibbity Toilet? There's a Siren Man Skibbity, right? I don't know. I blue skied. I shouldn't say. Because here's the thing. I was going to say tweeted. You don't tweet on Blue Sky. But I was going to say, I skeeted. But then I realized not everyone knows that you skeet on Blue Sky. I posted on Blue Sky about, some shit post about Skibbity Toilet. And I had real people in my responses being like, actually, the current drama with the being taken over by Hollywood studios is and it was they really went in detail. I'm like, wow. I did not know people actually cared about it. But I guess they do. Is that a police siren? I still don't know what's going on here, but it looks they have a bone to pick with us. Emu, this beast has a lovely coat of fur. However, I once strangled a lion barehanded and buck naked. You're failing to say that part. I'm well accustomed to dealing with beasts. I warn you now that your magic will not work on me, no matter how fluffy it may be. This creature feels somewhat different from the one I know. His hatred is lifeless. It has form but no substance, almost as though he is nothing more than a machine that uses hatred as energy. And yet he appears to be more powerful than ever before. What is going on? A little bit of introspection with Shinjuku. I shouldn't make those noises. Man. Curses. If only I could have gotten my arms all the way around his neck. Pretty tough, isn't he? I'm assuming. Huh? You? Yep. That? Am I stupid? Is that what the outfit looks like? I feel like that looks different. Wait. I feel like it looks different than the one I know. Oh yeah, the one... Oh my god! What do you mean she has a better design? Like, the one that you get as a costume is stripperific. What do you mean she just has a better outfit in this as an NPC? Oh, that makes me mad. You're Queen Medb. Yeah, this is just better. Oh, but she's wearing more clothing. Yeah, it's a better design. I don't recall meeting such a forgettable character as you before. Oh well, the fact that I don't feel like hugging you just goes to show you're not worthy of my time. You seem like you might at least know this much. Tell me, what is that thing? Oh, this? This is the very embodiment of what I would consider to be the ultimate attack dog. He is utterly without mercy to any who invade his territory. A perfect soldier I created with a form ideally suited to his role. He's the perfect security system, the trump card that even I can only use ever once. I call him my deadly on-site groundskeeper, Officer Dog for short. That's his name! Wait, nah. Yeah, oh, stop that. Even your little nibbles hurt like hell. Sheesh, I still don't know how something I made myself ended up being so dense about human language. As I suspected, that creature resembles the one I know in power and form only. That's a security system? Correct, and a very capable one at that. As you can see, he's so powerful that even I can only barely just control him. However, the other side of that particular coin is that he up and disappears once he's sprung into action. That's a small price to pay in exchange for rounding up all the criminals causing trouble in my land. What was that? Did you just call me a criminal? I, the great Nero Claudius, am prepared to accept being called a tyrant, but I will not stand being referred to as merely a common criminal. However, if it is a crime to be excessively beautiful, then I must admit that I am indeed guilty as charged. What the hell are you on about? This is my kingdom, the nation of Connacht. Okay, we're not in America, I guess. Maybe. You're the ones who've been putting up weird textures left and right without permission. What do you mean by... Get ready to receive your just desserts. Here's a rope for you, Officer DOG. Oh, just to be clear, I don't mean the kind of rope I use to spice things up in the boudoir now and then. Sorry to get you all excited for nothing. A temporary drop in performance. Need time to recover. Good night. My body still won't move right. Did they just get tied up? Okay, all done. Who's a good, hard-working boy? I'll let my Celtic warriors take it from here. Here you go. I haven't forgotten your meaty treat reward. How do you like Connacht's finest beef? He's just like, 6 out of 10, Murph. What are you going to do with us? Do you want to know? The answer should be obvious. Wait. The answer should be obvious that I'm surprised you even have to ask. There's a perfect place just for criminals like you, after all. Thank goodness Ishtar brought us to this ravine. Let's hurry, Master. Foo-foo. I hope they're all okay. Look over there. All right, I've captured all the criminals and had their weird vehicles impounded. Looks like my work here's done. Another task completed flawlessly, as befits a queen of my caliber. Huh? Master, there's no sign of the racers anywhere. The only one here is Medb. And I don't think she's the same Medb we know. Who are you two? I don't recognize either of you. Master, I just noticed something else. Ishtar was here with us just a moment ago, but now she's nowhere to be found. If we try to find Medb now, we'd be at a great disadvantage without Ishtar's help. Please do your best not to provoke her. Just, trying a new hiking route today. Going for a hike in a ravine like this, eh? Well, it's not the weirdest hobby ever. Says the lady, with the rabbit vibrator crop whip thing. Like, that's all I see with this. This shape? That's a clitoral stimulator, right? Like, that's what they're going for with this shape, right? You might be like, what the frick are you talking about? I've seen these things in Spencer's, man. To each their own. Not really my thing, but I certainly approve an active lifestyle. You also look to be perfectly ordinary humans, so I'll be nice and spare you the usual arrest and interrogation. Still, I should probably make sure of one thing. You are one of my citizens, right? Isn't there something you're supposed to say to me? You rock, Medb! Very good! That settles it. You definitely are my loyal citizens. Wow, we rolled 20 on that. Is that really a reliable way to test things like that? By the way, did you see anyone here? You bet I did. There was a group of hooligans running wild all over the place recently. I'm sure you heard their commotion for yourselves. How dare they go and throw a festival without my permission, and a race at that? Don't they know that I hold the exclusive patent on war vehicles? Anyway, you don't have to worry about them anymore. I've apprehended them all and sent them away. Exactly the sort of thing you'd expect from your amazingly capable queen, right? Keep that in mind when you're paying taxes this year. Where exactly did you send them? Where else? The detention center at Connacht Castle for those who pose a threat to our great nation. Once a criminal sets foot there, they'll never see the light of day again, not until the end of their sentence. It's Connacht's ultimate correctional facility, and it is utterly escape-proof. Medb Penitentiary. You know what? I've heard more creative names. Not as good as the other one. It kind of goes more epic, but in doing so, it kind of pulls back, you know? In theory, I like the riff, but I don't like the instrumentation, you know? Okay. Wow. What is this place? It seems we were brought somewhere. I don't know this place. We are surrounded by massive walls on all sides, and an inexplicable pressure permeates our surroundings. What a terrible design for a courtyard. How is one supposed to relax and enjoy a cup of tea like this? It seems more like a prison than anything else. I think that's because it is a prison. I'd say we've been arrested. Never mind that. Get a load of that giant statue. Lol! Lady's got a pretty high opinion of herself. Yep. Oh, see, that's in the outfit. Yep. I could easily see you building a statue of yourself like that. At any rate, it does make it easy to tell who's in charge of this place. Quite frankly, I approve of building statues like that. We pharaohs have an obligation to preserve our noble forms for future generations to behold, after all. Having said that, I must admit that this statue is a bit too large, really. Here comes the statue's model now. About time you all woke up. This is Medb's prison, Connacht's ultimate correctional facility. It's the Monster Queen. Are the guys gone? Are they somewhere else? Just so you all understand, you criminals have been arrested for disturbing the peace of Connacht. As if running around putting up weird things on my land wasn't bad enough, you even went racing about like you own the place. Your crimes are more wicked even than the land of shadows. In this country, my word is law, so we'll go ahead and skip the trial. Make yourselves comfortable, because you'll be staying here for a long time you'll be staying here for a long time so that I can see you're reformed. Correctional facility? As in prison? Assuming we have a right to 3 meals a day, how long is our sentence going to be? 2 nights and 3 days? Are you keeping any good-for-nothing fake sabers here? Huh? Your sentence? Well, as long as I'd like it to be, of course. How delightfully deluded you are. How would we go along with that when it's all of us against one of you? Agreed. If you were attempting to make me laugh, you'll need a Roman joke much better than that. Don't even bother. This domain was built in the very center of my country, and given shape by the power of my authority alone, my rule is absolute. And that rule has manifested in the form of the prison field surrounding this entire area. All of that is to say that the instant you entered my domain, you lost any hope you ever had of defeating me. The best thing you can do now is give up. I'm not sure what the point in removing your coat was. I didn't even notice. But you do seem to be stronger than we are. More to the point, it seems we cannot use our own powers here. Oh hey, we're also still recovering from that fight with the doggo. Oh, the heckin' doggo? The little pupper? The heckin' chonky doggo? Lil Reddit gold? But there's definitely more to whatever's going on here. Seems this prison field thingy is draining in our power. Yeah, no, she's in the other outfit now. Naturally, it also serves as a simple way to prevent prisoners from escaping. I sense some kind of strange power coming from your vehicles, so I've got them locked up nice and tight somewhere outside these walls. Basically, none of you have any hope of escape, so you may as well resign yourself to doing your time. Don't worry, I'll see that you're all put through a wonderful reformation program. When you're done, come rain or shine, day or night, you'll only be able to say you rock, Mev. And if that ends up taking years or decades, so be it. Oh, outfit back on. She put her coat back on. I guess she didn't have any particular reason for taking it off. All right, that's the end of my hospitable warden spiel. Come with me. I'll show you to your lovely new cells. You understand how well my prison field works now, right? So don't bother trying to resist. The sooner you resign yourself to your fate, the better off you'll be. Because I promise you, no one is coming to help you. Master, any idea where they went, Da Vinci? I'm afraid not. I sent one of the surviving drones off in Medb's direction, but its signal just disappeared. There appears to be an area that they're protected by a special kind of barrier, so it must have run into that. I wonder if that's the prison Mev mentioned. Almost certainly. We need to find out what's going on in there. We gotta break into the women's prison. Agreed. The problem is how to go about it. I've been mulling over various possibilities, but... No need for that, I'll take care of it. Is this... Ishtar? I can't believe this. How could she possibly think this is okay? Why is she confining everyone by team? What was she thinking? Oh, keeping men and women in the same cell. At least we're servants. We don't have to worry about food or relieving ourselves too much. Too much? So you're saying servants shit still? Okay, legitimately, I've wondered about that. I'm like, do servants poop? I think this is proof they do. Like, here's my thought process, okay? Servants are given the pseudo body through magic, right? And they're like, well, we don't need to eat, but they can. They can eat to replenish magical energy. I assume getting magical energy out of food doesn't cause total breakdown of it. If a servant eats food, it has to be digested through their body, which is, for all intents and purposes, a physical body. Like, sure, it can disappear, but it's still a physical body, right? So I assume if a servant eats to replenish their magical energy, or for enjoyment, they do that sometimes, they have to dispose of it just like anyone else. I've legitimately questioned about, like, do servants poop? And, like, you can't put that idea out into the world without people looking at you like you're insane, right? But I guess we have proof, right? We have proof that servants piss and shit. Good to know. Wish it was with anyone else other than you, Helena, but still. But if we weren't, this would be a huge problem. I understand how you feel, and I'm still a bit taken aback by how indignant you are about it. There doesn't seem to be anyone else here capable of getting indignant about this, so I felt I should get upset on their behalf as well. Fran is the only other girl in a co-ed team. She's not yet capable of seeing why this is a problem. Now, she doesn't poop because she eats baby food, which is still very strange. At any rate, I still can't get over how thoughtlessly Mev runs this place. Cell assignments, they're already divided into 6 groups, so just stick with those. Seriously? I mean, it's not that it's bad for us to be kept in the same cell with others we know, but it seems really careless on her part. Perhaps it simply means she believes she can manage her prisoners without issue, no matter how carelessly she treats them. And that she has complete confidence in this facility and in the strength of her prison field. Which is to say, she doesn't think we pose a threat to her at all. This is the worst possible place I could have ended up after enjoying the cool breeze on my face. She's gonna pay for this. I'm relieved to see you're still ready to fight back. We'll be needing that if we're gonna get out of here. That voice. Is that the Mahatma's guidance I hear? Although if it is, I'm not feeling too good about it. No, I'm not the Mahatma. Is this just Ishtar? Wait, can they all just still go spirit form and just go between the walls? Oh! What a cute little doll! Rub, 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 rub. Hey, stop that! Oh my goddess, damn it! Watch where you're... Hey! Ishtar, is that you? Why in the world do you look like that? Can't you see? I'm in disguise right now. Basically, I divided myself. This area is really close to Mev's domain. If I showed up as my normal self, it wouldn't be long before she noticed me, and we'd find ourselves in an all-out war. So to avoid that, I divided myself into 7 simplified avatars. You 2 are talking to one of them right now. The other 6 snuck into the other racers' teams and infiltrated the prison that way. Okay, you can just split like SpongeBob. Yeah, they're all shocked. That's fair. Oh, wait, this team sucks. I didn't even think about Babbage being in there. They said the vehicles were impounded, but he's still there. Okay. Yeah, the steam in the cell. Oh, nope, not a fan. Each and every one of my little avatars is still me, so I see, hear, and know everything they do. It's not really ideal for a goddess like me to have to split into a bunch of tiny avatars like this, but I don't really see any other options just now. I'm still hosting this race after all. So, since I wasn't able to stop the bridge from getting destroyed, the least I can do now is help all the racers. Now I see it. That's great, Ishtar. It's an excellent new way to divide and conquer. Now we can learn what's going on inside the prison and help everyone make their escape. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm afraid it's not going to be that easy. Huh? Is the prison really so formidable that you, a goddess, would have trouble with it? In a word, yes. If it was just Medb we were dealing with, I could take care of everything with a well-placed Angal Takigalse. Still impossible to say on a single go. There's another strange signal coming from inside the prison too. If I go using something that powerful all willy-nilly, whatever's in there might somehow interfere. So for now, we should focus on gathering information. We need to learn more about the barrier around the prison, about what sort of enemies lurk inside it. We can't make a move until we know at least that much. Oh? Oh, sure. You're all very lucky that you get to keep all of your blood prisoners. Now come out. It's time for you to exercise in the courtyard. Carmilla, I certainly would not have figured you for the sort who would work for Medb as a prison guard. What a dull and gloomy role you have in comparison to my idle rival who tried to become a grid girl. A grid girl? What is a grid girl? What the frick is a grid? I'm Googling this phrase. What is that? Grid girl meaning? What's a grid girl? It is... Grid girls are gorgeous girls who identify the drivers before a race. Oh! They look great on the grid. The race queens are 3 girls. Stand on the podium with the 3 drivers after the race. Oh, they're literally just... Oh, they're like the racing uniform girls. Good heavens, the images in Google Images. All right. Oh, say what you will, but this job suits me. In fact, I find it both fulfilling and enjoyable. I am, as you know, all about imprisoning people. I do so loathe when someone escapes. More immediately, seeing a pretty young thing like you grind her teeth in frustration at being unable to escape is one of the greatest joys I could ask for. As if to prove my point, you have been trying fruitlessly to pry open your cell bars all this time, have you not? I hate to admit it, but you've got me there. I would be remiss not to hardly agree with your assessment of me being a pretty young thing, though. You know damn well that we are attempting to escape, yet you still open the cell door just like that. I do not know who you are, but you appear to be a noblewoman of some standing. Is that why you have come to submit to this maid? Don't be ridiculous. Whoever heard of a maid having a higher standing than her employer? What sort of twisted world do you come from that you would even think such a thing? What a fool you are. Not even a noblewoman can hope to survive without properly appreciating her maids. Nonsense. Fear is all I need to keep the help in line. Appreciation of any kind would be a wasted gesture. Besides, it's not as if they have rights. Household servants, prisoners like you. Here, they're no more than tools for my use. And with the prison field weakening you, it's quite impossible for you to leave. So tell me, you who are too weak to be, to do so much as dent your cell bars, why ever should I be afraid of letting you run around the courtyard? I see. Where did you... Okay. In that case, I can only advise you to watch yourself when going around corners. Where on earth did she get that? That's my question. Incidentally, you're free to dress as you like here. Swimsuits are far easier on the eyes than shabby old prison uniforms, after all. Oh, we're doing Stone Ocean rules? As for that doll, well, I suppose you could keep it if you like. I'm surprised to see you two still have such childish interests. Still, there is something to be said for that. Better keep low profile for now. Best to keep the enemy unaware so their guard will stay down. And then goes next one. You have a doll too? Okay. I guess everyone loves dolls. I knew it. That barrier has some sort of property that neutralizes magecraft interference. Indeed, we both tried sending out lightning bolts when the guard wasn't looking, but I'm afraid it had no effect whatsoever. It didn't work. Ticked me off. I wonder what's going on. At least we're able to contact the outside world now thanks to Ishtar, but I'm still trying to figure out where to go from here. Got any information? I'll take anything you can give me. Good day, everyone. Enjoying the highly regimented prison life? Well, I'm sure you are all having the time of your life now that everyone's favorite demon king from the Warring States period is here. What's more, I come with awesomely helpful information I got chatting with other prisoners while we were walking. Naturally, I made sure to exercise my license to kill on every saberish prisoner who refused to cooperate with us. Talk about a mad dog. Or maybe mad sir to be much more appropriate. Thanks so much for your help. Anywho, we learned there's a prisoner here who's been around a long time, and nobody messes with her. We are told she's a woman of few words and sharp eyes, that one super tough nightmare prisoner that even the guards don't mess with. Is that so? A prisoner among prisoners, eh? Sounds like someone well worth cleaning up, red, killing off. I combined that. What would be the point of that? If anything, I bet a prisoner like that could give us all sorts of useful information about the prison. So, where is this prisoner? Usually, she's kept in a special solitary confinement cell, and it's only let out during exercise times like these. So she could show up here at any... Oh, say, look over there. She certainly matched the description. Is a Gorgon? I think that may just be her. Female prisoner 701, aka Scorpion. Yep, I was right. Because again, this is where I saw her for the first time. I'm like, whoa. She strikes me more of a serpent than a scorpion. Maybe it's more of a figurative name? Scorpions are arachnids, not reptiles, so yeah, she doesn't even kind of look like one. Her, huh? Can't say I care much for her given our different attributes, but she's definitely a big shot, though I could have sworn she used to be even bigger. Could she be the source of the divinity I sense from outside? No, it's not her. She has the Earth attribute, and she's a composite entity. No, I know there's someone else with even stronger divinity around here somewhere. Okay, let's try talking to her during the next break time. Newcomers, huh? What do you want? Oh, we were just hoping you could tell us more about this prison. No thanks, too much trouble. That said, as you can see, everyone around here knows me, and so they all keep their distance. And your point is? I fail to see how that has anything to do with our request. My point is that I've been a bit bored as I have no one to play with during my precious exercise time. Not that that's unusual, of course. But today, it seems things are different. If you want something from me, the least you can do is help me get in a little overdue exercise, a long overdue exercise. If you lot can satisfy me, I may even decide to listen to what you have to say. I understand it is natural to expect compensation for labor, but having fun with an emperor such as myself would be a luxury for the likes of you. But fortunately for you, I am most generous. My theater is always open to those who seek entertainment. Come, there is no need to be shy. Once you hear this divine music and heavenly voice, your body will be powerless to resist. Soon your lack of exercise will be a thing of the past. And then we beat her up. Oh, prison guard Nightingale. No, you fit. What's going on here? 701, newcomers. I don't know what sort of sport you are engaging in, but it looks to be incredibly dangerous. I want you to stop it right now, then let me examine you. If any of you are injured, I'll have you come to the infirmary immediately. Don't worry, my infirmary is far stricter about keeping patients in bed than solitary confinement. It's also far more effective than the scaffold. It's far more effective than the scaffold at silencing patients' screams. I don't even know what that is. Do I dare look up what a prison scaffold is? Prison scaffold? What is that? The scaffold is the structure in general. What does it mean to die on the scaffold? No, that's Marie Antoinette. I don't know. Oh, the scaffold is in, like, then they kill people. Okay. Now let's take a look at you, shall we? I hate dealing with her. I suppose we better call it a day. Neither I nor the newcomers have any injuries whatsoever. Stay away from us. Is that true? I'm glad to hear it. Oh yeah, there she goes. She actually listened. Huh. Well, at least I was able to kill some time. You seemed awfully fired up for someone just killing time. In fact, it looked to me like you didn't even care if you died while you were fighting us. My. Here I took you for a berserker, but it seems you're not as dumb as you look. You're right. I was fighting in desperation. I was determined to not let the battle end until I was dead. In fact, didn't you see me disappear while we were playing? Yes. Yes, we did. I even confirmed that your spirit origin was gone and yet you're still here. Oh, you can't even kill yourself to get out. Which is really bad for a servant. How is that possible? Because that was merely a copy, never— Oh, okay. In fact, we're speaking to a copy of you even now, aren't we? Your real body's being kept somewhere else. You yourself are nothing more than a projection of sorts, an extension of your real self. Well, I thought you were nothing but a bunch of fools, but it seems there is at least one woman of proper lineage among you. Though I can't say I'm a fan of that lineage being tied to some god of thunder or other. Well, no matter. It did keep me occupied for a while. So what is it you want to know? Anything you can tell us about this prison, of course, especially the outer barrier. So you're plotting a prison break? I like that. Not the plan itself, mind you, but what will happen afterward. That should certainly keep things interesting. Very well then. Feel free to ask me whatever you like about this place. I'll tell you anything you wish to know. What's the Thursday lunch? So it's not possible to destroy the barrier either from the inside or the outside, huh? It's a very powerful construct. It is as important to Medb as Connacht itself. In theory, the barrier would disappear if we were to kill her, but that would be quite difficult for us to do as this place denies us our power. Even if Master were to attack her outside the prison, it would all be for naught if she managed to run back inside. I'm not sure what we should do. I grow tired of this dull information. Discussing negatives will get us nowhere. I wish to hear something positive. Anything will do. Agreed. Let me ask you this. What could we do that gives us the best shot at getting out of here? I mean, aside from serving out sentences, however long those would be. If we're speaking strictly of possibilities, your best option is to break out of this prison yourselves. In other words, we're right back to where we started, huh? Well, I suppose it's sort of reassuring to know that it's the only option we have. But how are we supposed to do that with the barrier you told us is keeping us trapped in here? Well, as it happens, it is the only thing keeping you trapped in here. You see, Medb is so supremely confident in her prison field that she failed to pay attention to anything else. And that means she still has blind spots. If you could find a gap in the barrier, somewhere it doesn't reach, or maybe just a route the wardens would never expect you to take, well then maybe, just maybe, we could escape? Blind spots, huh? And now I see. So you have hope now? Good. I don't have any hope of breaking out of here myself, but watching you all try should be interesting. That's enough exercise time. All of you line up now. Those of you who don't, I appreciate your willingness to provide me with fresh blood. I'm being kept in a special kind of solitary confinement cell. It's rare that I even get to send a copy of myself out into the courtyard like this. I doubt I'll ever see you again, but I'm sure I'll hear rumors of your exploits. Good luck against Medb. I hope you all cause her all sorts of trouble. All the commotion should keep me amused down in my dungeon for a bit at least. So I'm guessing, because I remember fighting the true body of her as either, I think it was a side quest, and being like, what the frick is that? There you have it. Now we have a clear idea of our plan of attack. So instead of trying to destroy the barrier, we need to find a crack in it and break everyone out, right? Right. So now that that's settled, let's go ahead and take care of business. First, I'll link up the visual feed from each of my other avatars to the racing stadium screen so that everyone can see what's going on inside the prison. Huh? Why would you do that? Oh, come on. Isn't that obvious? The Ishtar Cup isn't over yet. The prison break will just be the next leg of the race. Are you serious? Prison shows are popular. Of course I am. Just because I didn't see this coming doesn't mean I'm going to reimburse everyone. How else am I going to please all those fans eagerly awaiting the checkered flag in front of the monitor? This may be a surprise, and not the way we wanted things to go, but come on, let's make some lemonade here. Make lemonade, huh? You got it. When you get down to it, life's a competition. Why should a prison break be any different? I'm not letting all the hard work I've put into this ritual so far go to waste. If anything, I'm more determined than ever. So here's what we'll do. I'm gonna get each team to try to escape before the others. Once they're out, each team reacquire their vehicles from the warehouse outside the barrier, get back to the course, and burn rubber to the finish line. Admittedly, I'm not quite sure where this will go, but I'll make sure that the time it takes each team to escape is reflected in their final results. Oh, and make sure you all get back to the race with your original vehicles, right? I won't accept any replacements. So she means for us to outwit the other teams rather than cooperate with them. She has a point. We have poured everything we have into our respective vehicles to come this far, and our competition is already surely fit for an epic. What a waste it would be to stop the race just because we've all been incarcerated. Get it? Incarcerated? Huh? I'm all for continuing the race, but I agree. It's hard to just stand back and not do anything to help. What are you talking about? You two are going to be the team's secret weapon. The racers have just about nothing at their disposal right now, you know. So I'm definitely going to require your assistance, Tanner. You have just as much role to play here as for the rest of the race. Now, as for how exactly you'll be assisting, am I going to become a mouse and throw them treats and treats with nail files in them and stuff? Like, what are we doing? Oh, the Medb show. Okay, the Medb show. Oh, this is that's a unique background. There's backgrounds that I've never seen before, you know? A ripoff. Don't be silly. That was 100% a Celtic design. Make no mistake about it. Now then, the warden's day starts bright and early. I don't know exactly when she gets up, but it must be early because she's always yawning. Oh. Okay, I guess I better get up now. She's the prison warden and the queen of Connacht, so Medb is definitely the busiest person in the country. Her time sleeping in this very bed to rest up from her exhausting days is a crucial part of her routine. She never deviates from that routine. She even wears the same thing every day. What does she wear to bed? Why, Gabriel number 5, of course. Is that like a fragrance joke? First thing every morning, she changes out of that. Wait. Oh, yeah, in other words, she takes her morning shower. Once she's put on fresh perfume, she dons the Queen of Connacht's most formal attire, combat fatigues. There we go. What? You think I'm giving you bad intel? I'm not. Wait, is this meant to be Ishtar? It is her formal dress. It's both. Oh no, this is her. It's both practical and reflects her personal tastes. Celtic warriors. Celtic warriors! Get ready, it's time to go to work. Understood. You rock, Medb. But since she's always wearing her formal attire... since always wearing her formal attire would end up making it a bit less special, she makes sure to put on a coat over it before heading out for the day. So, humming to herself all the while, she pulls her coat around her shoulders and orders her men to go about their preparations for the day. Surrounded by her adoring public, she closes the door, absolutely beaming with her usual winning smile. All right, time for another great day of ruling. I can't really help you since we're on different teams, but sure you won't mind if I pry a bit. Have any of you found a route out of here yet? I'm afraid not. But there really is nothing we can do. And here I was hoping someone would help me out Genji style since I carry on the Tyra clan and all. What's that? You don't believe I have anything to do with the Tyra clan? Well, never mind that now. I can't speak for Ushiwakamaru, but I have little animosity for the Tyra people myself. How can that be what you're worried about right now when we're faced with even far stranger things at this moment? Are you trying to ignore the reality of our situation? Whatever I was expecting when they let us out of our cells for an absolutely compulsory special reformation program, this wasn't it. Weird. Okay, everyone. Now that the sun's shining nice and bright, it's time to get back to our fun training to help you all become proud, liberated warriors, yes? Come on now, step lively. Make sure you keep pace with the tempo, yes? Uno, dos, tres. Uno, dos, tres. So that's where the other strange divinity signal was coming from. What are those things in front of all the other prisoners? And why are they climbing up and down on them on her command? Those look like corner posts from a boxing or wrestling ring. I can even see a ring like that over there. Hola! You chicas must be the newcomers, huh? Meb's told me all about you, yes? I don't know what you're all in here for, but don't you worry, no. By the time you finish my grueling training, you'll all be luchadores y luchadoras excepcionales, yes? That's the great thing about this prison. We make sure to rehabilitate all our prisoners so they're ready to return to society when their sentences end. That said, I don't know if it's because I'm too tough on these youngsters, or if kids these days just don't have the cojones they used to. But so far, I haven't found a single person who could earn the graduation mask. I love that face. When she does that face, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. You know, there's something I've been wondering for a while. Do goddesses perhaps have an inordinate amount of free time on their hands? Don't be silly. Prisoners are evil and I am a goddess of good. This is the best kind of work I could ask for, yes? I remember exactly what Mev told me right before she gave me full authority to conduct this rehab program as I see fit. So basically, Konak will get more warriors out of this, right? Okay, knock yourself out. How could I possibly turn down a job like that? A job that would let me legally spread the glory of Lucha far and wide? Besides, geographically speaking, this place has been feeling very homey for me lately, yes? Geographically speaking? Oh, wait, really? Oh, really? Well, this sucks. They may be from different mythologies, but Quetzalcoatl's still a goddess of Venus, so she gets her authority from the same place I do. What is with Venus? Well, it's always Venus. Venus has so many that are under it. I'm really glad I didn't drop an Angalta meteor on this prison right now. She'd have just caught it and tossed it right back at me. What do I do now? She may look like an airhead, but she is technically a goddess of wisdom. What's that little thing you've all got there? Oh, crap. I'm a doll. Oh, well, that's okay. It must be some kind of little doll that's all the rage now, since you all have one, yes? Like a Labubu. I just love girly things like that. But I have to say, if you're going to carry around a doll like that, you may as well make it a cute one, yes? The thing looks just as repulsive and evil as Tezcatlipoca. I'll remember that, you damn meathead of a goddess. Okay then, I think it's time for sparring sessions, yes? You need to learn how to whip up the crowd from the top rope, how to achieve beautiful top angles. Tope? I don't know. And how to take off fall without hurting yourself. Once I've pounded each and every one of these things into you, you will all be upstanding lucha warriors, yes? It looks like there isn't a single decent guard in this prison. They should all be like guardians of the underworld whose only role is to solemnly watch over their charges. How contemptible. Oh, a big scuffling and ostentatious ring like this, eh? Sounds like fun. I've always been a big fan of sumo and stuff. I'll make my entrance from the Eastern Rising Sun corner. Okay, I've never heard of Tope. Is it Tope? Is it Tope? Tope? Tope. Pronunciation. I spelled pronunciation horribly. Will it work? Nope. Absolutely not. Pronunciation. That word is a pain in the butt to spell. Is it taupe? Say it. Say it out loud. Taupe. Okay. Taupe. I guess. Taupe? I guess so. Good enough. The taupe of the Warring States. Make sure you use my new single, Atsamori on the Rocks, for my entry song. Oh, like na 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 Atsamori on the Rocks, like that? Hell yeah. Let's go. Olé! You did very well for your first time. The future of Lucha is looking as bright as the sun now, yes? Okay, everyone, see you tomorrow. I'll make sure you get plenty of protein in your dinner. Everyone who's injured, raise your hand. Actually, never mind. I've already spotted those of you with injuries. No injury can hide from this nurse. Even a fall of only 10 centimeters can be lethal. That's not far. Attempting to climb a corner post while you are injured is the height of folly. If I have to, I'll knock you down with my own signature avalanche move to prevent you from getting on top. Alright, that's enough. All of you return to your cells. Those of you who refuse, I shall take that to mean you have special feelings for me and want me to do unspeakable things to you, and that would make you quite the masochist indeed. I volunteer as tribute. I just want to try it once, man. So basically, the only ones keeping tabs on us here are those three oddballs and Medb the fickle warden.
And thanks to my genius-level observation skills, I've already deduced the timing and pattern to their patrols. There are indeed holes in their defenses. The question is, how do we take advantage of them? Unfortunately, my lightning is not capable of making a hole in either the bars or the walls.
Not only does this place sap our strength, but its walls are thoroughly protected by some kind of magecraft. I know that prisoners at the prison field was the only thing keeping us here, but I guess it was too much to hope that it would otherwise be easy to get out of our cell. Hey, good timing. I just got a transmission from Master on the outside. He says this is no time to be feeling sorry for yourselves. He wants to know if there's anything he can do to help. Good point. Getting an outside perspective from Master is important. Might even be able to come up with a fresh new angle. Would you ask him if he has any ideas on how to escape? 2 words. Monkey ball. That's right. We put everyone in giant balls, and you barrel everyone over. It's flawless. That's the critical question on pretty much everyone else's mind, isn't it? What do you think, Master? Oh, they could use a pickaxe to chip away a Oh, yeah, we'll do this one. First, they remove the toilets and... That's very specific. Yep, did you see that in a movie? I'm not sure what that would accomplish, but... Wait. I'm not sure what that would accomplish, but I knew you would come up with something, Master.
3 miles of shit.
Let's see what the others have to say. The poop plan. How y'all feel about the poop plan? So basically, he wants us to break out of here physically? I don't know if that'll work. Still, if that's Master's idea, I can't just dismiss it out of hand. I might as well start by seeing what's behind this plumbing with my Nobu toe. Boom! What do you mean, your Nobu toe? Did you just kick the toilet off the hinge? Well, I'll be. I should have known I could do it. Now the theory for how I broke out of Hanoji while I went up in flames makes sense. I made a hole. And I hereby dub this tunnel Tom, Dick, and Harry. What? What does that mean? What? Tom, Dick, and Harry meaning? Is it a reference? Who are Tom, Dick, and Harry? The phrase most commonly occurs as every Tom, Dick, and Harry meaning any Tom, Dick, and Harry meaning anyone. Set of nobodies, persons of no note. Okay. I shall keep the dirt we dig out in my pockets until I can dispose of it. And if anyone approaches, I can be like pocket dirt. And I get them. If only these weren't brand-name trousers. Alas, you're a servant! Can't you literally just, like, clean yourself through just disappearing and coming back? Doesn't it work that way? Your clothes are... I don't know. My oh my. This must be due to Master's good karma. I shall have to give him a great big shit-covered hug when I get back. Umu, I knew Master would come through. That advice was as kind and modest as the moon dew on a bay laurel, while also being exactly what we needed. I shall have to give him a reward for this. Tanner, think of something you would like to see disappear. It's okay. We'll discuss this later. I have a list. Cleaning up is my specialty. No matter what, or who it may be, I shall wipe it away with a single strike. I mean, I believe you, but maybe his neck did just do that. It's possible. Just what I expect from an ally of the Pharaohs. Can't believe that a single piece of advice was enough to turn things around. I can't believe it. We actually made a hole. I guess this means that in spite of all their protections against magecraft, they've neglected more mundane physical maintenance here? That was incredible, Master. It seems to have worked in different spots for each team. For some it was under their beds, for others behind the plumbing, but everyone still managed to make a hole that they can use to escape from their cells. It's just like you always say, any hole's a goal. They can never know I was just grasping at straws. This still won't be enough to get everyone out of the prison at once, but it should let them all sneak out under the floor. I guess the next step is to start digging. Okay. Indeed, it's possible that the prison field doesn't reach under the ground. That would seem to be the most promising weak spot in the barrier, according to that scorpion woman. It might take some time, but right now it looks like it's our only shot. I wish there was a way I could help with that too. I figured you'd say that, and in fact, I've already got a lead. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. Look, you and Medb have already met, and she thinks you're one of Connacht's citizens, right? And we know she's so confident in her prison field that she hasn't bothered to shore up security anywhere else. On top of that, we deal with the prison, and thanks to our investigations, we know it has a system in place we can use. Put all that together, and the answer is obvious. You're going to use that system to bring the racers what they need, namely, spoons? Well, now I've seen everything. Come on, get up. You have a visitor. At first, the woman the guard brought out to me was, At first, the woman the guard brought out to see me was taken aback when she saw my face. But it wasn't long before she started to smile. She drew closer to me. Of course, there was no way for us to touch. Instead of a glass window, there was a thick barrier right in the center of the room. It looks like the prison field splits the visiting room right down the middle. There's no possible way for prisoners to climb over it. However, there's also nothing to stop us from passing them a tool or two when the guard isn't looking, is there? Her eyes ask me what it is. I respond by returning her gaze and nodding. That should tell them all they need to know, that they won't have to fight this battle alone. This how Master will be helping you to break out of here from now on. Oh, game. Oh, the guard doesn't like it. The guard doesn't like it. Okay, looks like everything's set. Are we literally just handing them spoons? I can point you towards where your vehicles are being kept, so don't worry about getting lost. There's only one thing you all have to think about. Making your way through this cold earth to reclaim the freedom taken from you so you can pursue your promised glory on the outside. Now get out there and dig for all you're worth. The prison break race section of the Ishtar Cup has officially begun. But what if when you get outside, that's the real prison? Because when the show Prison, I'm just going to quote the Gintama episode title, son of a gun, I gotta not do that. Alright, who escapes first? Or rather, who doesn't escape? Oh. Well, this was a much shorter first section. I say as it's an hour. Light! Okay. Huh. This looks like some kind of special kind of basement. Not only that... Well, this is disappointing, seeing the rest of you here. Huh, I guess all our escape tunnels just happen to converge in this room. It's fine, we'll just treat it like another one of the race's checkpoints. What's more, each of you got here at slightly different times. I'll make sure to take that into account when tallying up the results, so you have nothing to worry about there. All I want you guys to focus on is taking care of the problem in this room and getting back to the race. Ah, there we go. Is that the scorpion lady? Compared to what we saw of her in the courtyard, she seems rather... I'll say it, she's huge! Beyond huge! She must have been chowing down on all sorts of goodies in here. Now I see. So that is the real body. So they're keeping her completely chained up in here. I found it strange that a servant of her caliber would not attempt to break out of here, but now I understand. With that enormous frame, she would have no hope of escaping this cell. On top of that, it seems she's bound with chains of divine steel. Even if the barrier were to disappear, she would still have no way of escaping. That is why she has no interest in our prison break. No doubt the only joy she would see in all this is watching with smug satisfaction as we fail to escape. At last, the time has finally come. Don't do this. Oh, but I must. I can't tell you how long I've waited for this day. What's going on here? Looks to me like these two have some sort of secret history. I suppose that sort of thing's inevitable when it comes to wardens and prisoners. What a tremendously volatile situation. There's a great deal of hostility here. Still, her chest and navel are flagrant violations of public decency. Perhaps the guard has finally begun to properly punish such transgressions. Prepare yourself. I've awaited this day for many years, ever since I swore to safeguard hygiene and cleanliness. Are we getting a toothbrushing scene? Are we going to get her going into the giant lady's mouth and brushing her teeth? And now, at last, the reptile-safe antibacterial spray I ordered has finally been delivered. It's perfect for snakes. Huh? Are you truly a heroic spirit? Are you even human? Not even the cruelest of the Erinyes could come up with such a horrifying torture as this. I'm begging you, don't do this, please. I'm shaking over here. My precious scales are trembling in fright. I will admit, I am deeply ashamed of the way I behaved until now. I knew about those reptilian parts of yours, yet I still looked the other way. I told myself they weren't human parts, that they were strange and mysterious, that we didn't have the necessary medical equipment for them, that there were other, more important things I needed to tend to first. Much as I may have tried to pretend otherwise, the fact remains. Failing to sanitize some body parts just because they happen to not be human goes against everything I stand for as a nurse. However, that all ends today. I may have had trouble getting enough medical supplies in Crimea, but in this wonderful modern era, one can order anything and have it delivered right to her door. Now I have everything I need. In addition to the spray, I've also made sure to read the Snake Care for Dummies book I had delivered with it from cover to cover. As long as one is knowledgeable and prepared with appropriate medical supplies, one has nothing whatsoever to fear. Until now, I may not have been able to do anything about your snake parts, but today we'll finally sanitize them thoroughly. It's a good thing I read this section labeled Cloaca. When I'm done, you'll be the cleanest, safest, most hygienic snake in the world, free to proudly show your face wherever you please. Ugh. Incidentally, I also believe that the spaces in between scales are prone to collecting grime or getting caught on this and that. It may be worthwhile to shave them off for sanitation purposes as well. And yes, I did read that in Snake Care for Dummies, where it said that unlike fish, snake scales are bonded to their skin, so what? This cell was made especially for you, with generous amounts of divine steel provided by Finn McCool, and there is nowhere for you to run. It does sound like you've been hearing voices behind my back for a while now, but as they have nothing to do with hygiene, I won't pay them any mind. Damn, looks like I've got no other choice. You there, help me stop her. Light bulb. I don't know, we're just passing through here. It's not like this has anything to do with us, right? Indeed. Scorpion, to the best of my recollection, we have never been friends, nor have you ever been in a position to give me cleaning orders. Umu. At best, we were targets for you to vent your frustration upon in the exercise yard. You mocked us. Said we would fail. You're mean. You villains. It was clear for anyone to see what you were trying to accomplish. Very well, then I'll make you a deal. Help me get rid of this guard, and I will help you escape in return. Now I see. We scratch your back and you'll scratch ours, eh? Should have just saved us all some time and led with that dumb Orochi. We have other things to worry about. We can't afford to waste our time here. Our top priority is to make it outside. If you can help us do that, I'm willing to assist you. Indeed. Besides, it is summer, a season that comes but once a year. If I were to remain in this dim hole, my new custom-fitted swimsuit would all be for naught. No, that's not it at all. I must get out in order to uphold my duty for maintaining decency in summer. Either way, we can't turn back now. We need to take out that guard and bury the evidence that we were here. If we can get a powerful prisoner in our debt on top of that, well, that's great too. You know, when she puts it like that, it makes this whole business sound incredibly shady. Yep. Oh, the Medb show. That sounds like a Japanese rail line, like when you arrive at a station. If you've never listened to those, highly recommend you listen to them because they are so cute. Ruling and riding with a smile has always been Queen Medb's motto, but lately something has been weighing on her mind. What's the matter, boss? Why the long face? This is Medb's right-hand woman, a self-proclaimed goddess from Mexico. It's the from Mexico part that's self-proclaimed, right? Because, like, isn't the plot twist that she's not, like, she's a blonde woman who moved to Mexico and then became infected with the mushrooms. What a weird franchise. As it would be unacceptable for anyone to have a higher standing than the queen in this country, the self-proclaimed part is a necessary contrivance. I was just thinking about those things that have been paved all across my kingdom. Ah, you went on another patrol? I think it's great how you're so enthusiastic about your work, yes? Well, I don't. How dare they cover Connacht in those eyesores? This is my land, damn it. At least they haven't made their way to this prison yet. But if they do start showing up here, then... well, I don't think we have to worry about that. Those aren't being used to control this place. They're just making a track to race on. A circuit, yes? Just thinking about them pisses me the hell off. Did you say something? No dije nada. By the way, how's the interrogation going on with the prisoners I captured the other day? They seem like they'd know something, but since I've been letting you handle the whole thing, I have no idea what you might have learned. Bien, of course it's going great. I've been putting them all through rigorous interrogations every day. Unfortunately, they're so tough that I haven't learned a single thing yet. No wonder those heroic spirits managed to conquer your nation. I'm sorry, Medb. I'm afraid that I'm going to need more time to get something conclusive out of them. I know there's no possible way that they can ever escape this prison, so technically, we can afford to take our time. I just can't stand the thought of those things being plastered all over my kingdom. Hurry up and get them to tell you how to peel those things off as soon as you can. Understood. Your wish is my command, boss. This whole thing has me annoyed. Actually, I'm horny. Oh. There's something just about the game just writing that out that's like, oh. Hey, you're still training the prisoners, right? Naturally, pounding the art of lucha into as many people as possible is the primary reason that I'm here, yes? And bring me your most promising trainees right now. I'll take them on myself. Oh gosh. Well, to be honest, I'd really rather not squander my most promising trainees' potential like that. If they go up against you, you'll either break them, or they'll get so caught in your nighttime lucha that it'll be throwing off their training balance. Nighttime lucha? Is that what we're calling SEGs now? Spelled S-E-G-G-S? Because you guys are lame? Then again, if that's all it would take to stop them, they might not be able to become true warriors anyway. Wait right here while I go and get them. That just shows what a wonderful queen we have. No matter how busy she may be or how mind-numbingly difficult a problem she may be tackling, she still takes time to directly interact with prisoners as much as possible. What kindness, what mercy, what devotion to equality. She is truly a warden among wardens, a queen among queens. No one is better suited to rule this kingdom than her. Now, let's enjoy watching the Queen's personal rehab program for ourselves. Child safe filter on. Oh no, what? Are we actually? Whew. Great job, boss. Feeling better now? Of course not. This didn't help resolve the problem outside the prison walls at all. Did make for a good workout, though. And hey, look at the time. I better get back to my office for a shower. Gotta scoop it all out, you know? Taking a shower in her office at the same time every day is another invaluable part of the Queen's routine. In the Queen's own words, there's no telling when the trap I've laid outside might catch the guy I've had my eye on, right? Oh? Gotta be ready to go at any time. Oh? What a brilliant example of risk management! The mind of a thirsty young woman. To all you viewers, if you see the Queen's prey anywhere, make sure to call in and let us know right away. And don't bother trying to catch him for yourself. Okay, that's who it is. His evade performance makes him harder to catch than his 3-star rating would imply. Be on the lookout for blue hair, squinted eyes, a red spear, and possibly a druid staff. Keep in mind that he may appear younger than you might expect, but not too young, that'd be weird. He's also known on occasion to become a berserker, so use extreme caution when approaching him. Queen Medb makes sure to shower at the exact same time every day. Given how hectic her schedule is, it is one of her precious few chances to take a well-earned break. Now let's just sit back and enjoy the sound of water hitting the Queen's perfect body. Okay. Cooperator in chains. I think I'm going to call this here. For me, at least. We'll continue on with that one in a bit. Oh. I don't know if I need to watch all the Full Throttle to Victories. I might just watch one of them. But we'll then do the aftermaths for sure. Okay. So I just see the words assassination. We will continue on in a bit. Ciao. All right, let's continue on with Escape 2, Cooperator in Chains. I looked at the video and we're like a third of the way through?
But I don't know if that video includes the bonus scenes. I assume it would.
If it's all scenes, I'd assume it includes the bonuses. Be silly to not. Digging a tunnel through the ground, eh? Sounds like a real pain. Here I thought you were a bunch of annoying flies, but it turns out you're actually a bunch of grubs. I'm impressed you've made it this far without getting stepped on. Well, never too late for that. She does have feet. You've got a lot of nerve for someone who would have got her ass handed to her without our help. She's probably just too embarrassed to show her appreciation. She looks like a servant whose spirit origin is made up of pure soon to me. I gotta say, throwing a bit of dare in the mix would do her some good. Well, I can appreciate your pride. I would try to keep that attitude of yours in check if I were you, Scorpion. Remember, we now possess the source of your greatest vexation. The only thing more powerful than a maid is a maid with reptile sanitation spray. Is that what you think? Take another look at the bottom of that canister. Huh? It looks like the bottom melted off. And now it's empty. When did that happen? My acid can melt any living thing it's not living. Ordinarily, I only use it to digest prey I've eaten, but it's also easy enough to use on small objects. Oh, acid, you say? How very fortuitous. We still have a lot of digging left to do after all. We have been fortunate up to this point, but there is one thing I've been concerned about. What if we come up against a great boulder or other obstacle we couldn't clear away with our bare hands? I don't like where this is going. Are you telling me to cough up my acid just to help you lot dig your way out of the prison? Well, of course. Isn't that why you were just going on about how wonderful it is? You know, monkeys do the same thing all the time. I'll bet a castle in 3 days, boss. There's no way Shabbat or anyone else could pull that off, boss. So now it's time to cough up or shut up. We made a deal. You said you'd help. Were you lying? I did say that, didn't I? Stop looking at me like that. I wouldn't do anything so boorish as to break my word to a human, or even a mechanical doll. Indeed, my daughter's frightfully adorable when she looks up at you with those baby blues while she tilts her head like that. I totally get it, especially after I finished feeding her baby food. It's a little weird, but it's just how it is. As I have told you countless times before, Fran is Victor's girl, not yours. Well, the problem now is that there's only one of you and 6 teams of us. And we have our own resources for why we can't all escape together, or reasons, rather, why we can't escape together. Depending on how things go, we could all end up fighting over who gets to use your acid. So, you're racing as well as escaping. I'm starting to see what's going on here. Gulp? Well, no matter. It's none of my concern. All you want is my acid, correct? You should be able to carry that around in any container coated with my magical energy. Let's give it a try. These red solo cups should do the trick. Now then. She just spat on that thing. Why did she just turn around like that? Yeah, here. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, here goes. Yes, that should work. Here. You can carry it in these. Quite generous of me to throw in containers for free if I do say so myself, while wiping off her mouth. Hold it. If that's what I think it is, it better not be. It's not. It is pure acid. At any rate, I can't move from this cell. As you can see, I'm bound by divine steel chains. But you are free to take my acid with you in those containers. However, let me be clear about one thing. I cannot just make more on a whim. Why is that, you ask? This may be hard for you to understand, but producing it makes me extremely hungry. No, I get it. I totally get it. If anything, I'd be more surprised if that didn't happen. Is that true? Yes, it is, my mechanical doll. No matter how badly you may want this acid, I can only produce so much. So if you want it that badly, you'll need to bring me tribute every time you ask for more. Something that would fill my stomach would be best, of course. In fact, I wouldn't mind if you offered up yourselves. Provisions, eh? As prisoners ourselves, those aren't exactly easy to come by. Well, good thing I know a human or two who could help. I think we can make this work. So now we're an Uber Eats driver? Looks like I know what our next resource we need is. Right you are, Master. It seems the amount of help or acid Gorgon can provide will have a significant bearing on how quickly everyone can progress. Let's be sure to bring Gorgon things she'll like to speed along everyone's escape. There they go. All right. You all know what you need to do. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. I saw her face and thought that'd be who'd speaking. All right, you all know what you need to do next. The race to escape is back on track. Okay. And the result? Let's see. That was a pretty short little intro section, I'll say. It was like 5 minutes. Hey! Light, where are we now? Good, I can see light. At last we shall be able to make it out of... Wait, what's that? What a dreadfully unpleasant turn of events. We can't go through this light, which means... This is the prison field. Now what? It seems our hands are tied. Does this mean the barrier actually reaches this far into the ground? Oh, well, that was all for naught. I figured there's a chance this could happen, but we're still kind of getting shafted here. Let's head back to Gorgon's cell and plan our next move there. Oh, they all look so sad. Yeah, I know who's all here. You don't have to show me every time, or you could just put them all on screen at once. I know you can do that. Oh, this is turning into a wonderful day. How does it feel, learning that all your efforts to escape were for nothing? Oh, please do tell me. I'm just a monster locked in our tiny cell, so I would love to know how it feels, even after you begged for my help. What was the point of such celebrated heroic spirits scurrying around underground like so many filthy rats? I'm so happy that our predicament amuses you so much. You look as happy as if you just killed an Oni. I believe I know that delight better than anyone else. I would be glad to demonstrate my technique here. And of course, the best demonstration would be an alive combat demonstration. Why not? I'm in an excellent mood after seeing your forlorn faces. I could be persuaded to help you vent. Hey, stop that. You don't have time for this sort of nonsense. I swear. You should listen to your elders, you know.
I am most impressed you were able to say Such things to both a monster from the age of gods and heroes from ancient times, Helena. Most audacious indeed.
However, it is precisely these sorts of heroes who tend to die young. In that sense, it is entirely plausible that she is the eldest among us, at least in terms of mental age. My mental age? Ha! Don't be silly! My body may be 50-something, but my heart is still in its teens. If anything, I would like nothing more than to continue singing the praises of youth now and forever. Feel free to encourage me in this pursuit. Oh, did we beat her up? Are you done getting that out of your systems? Now that we all understand one another, let's get back to business. You mean back to the fact that the prison field extends all the way down into the ground? As a god of the underworld, I understand how important the subterranean domain is, but still... I knew it was possible that might be the case, but still, I didn't think it actually would be. I mean, it's a huge waste to keep such a powerful barrier on all the time and have it extended into the ground. Wasting energy is bad.
Very bad.
It must be a spherical barrier that surrounds the entire prison, so we won't be able to get around it by just digging in another direction. Which means we're right back to where we started, having to do something about the prison field itself. So, we weren't able to avoid the core problem after all, huh? I had a feeling that might happen. Then we need to come up with a way to remove that barrier. You seem like you know the most out of anyone here. What do you think? I already told you. The only way to do that is to cut it off at its source. That means killing Medb. That does look like the only option, but thanks to that barrier, we'd have a very hard time fighting her on even ground in this prison. After all, she possessed the power to completely dominate everything here. Her very existence is on an entirely different plane, like we pharaohs and the common masses, much as it pains me to admit that. Then we have no choice but to kill her on uneven ground, namely, assassination. Fortunately, I know a lot about that, since I've been on both sides of that particular coin. I'm afraid I don't see how assassination would improve our chances. Whether we tried to cut off her head or poison her, there's no guarantee it would actually work on her in this place. If Medb has some sort of weakness, cheese! Something we could exploit that would be sure would kill her, cheese! Then the situation would be different, but she does have a weakness. She does? You didn't say anything earlier. Well, come on, what is it? What is it? I've only heard her mention this once. There was another prisoner here who attempted to escape by trying to kill Medb, much like you lot are doing. Of course, he was quickly defeated, but as Medb made him crawl along the ground so she could step on him and make him lick her shoes. She laughed and said if you really wanted to kill me, you should have shot some Gouda at my head. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What was it he should have shot at her head? Cheese, yes. Her weaknesses. Projectile cheese. What a weakness. Cheese. Once more, I'll say it again. Her weaknesses, projectile cheese. And then it fades out and it zooms in again. Did you heard me, right? Cheese. Is this supposed to be Greek humor? For a second I was thinking the same thing, but it's true. According to legend, it was a hunk of cheese that killed Medb. Which, I'm gonna be real here. Have you seen those big cheese wheels? Like, the big ones? The one that they use at, like, the running of the cheese? Which, by the way, if you've never seen the running of the cheese, please look up the running of the cheese. If that fell on your head, yeah, you'd die. If that was shot out of a catapult, you'd die. Now, I'm real curious. Was it a specific type of cheese that killed her? Is there a certain type? I'm going to type in Medb killed cheese. I'm real curious if there's any more history about that. According to the Ulster cycle Furbady, which is probably pronounced Furnice, killed Medb by using it's just a slingshot to hurl a lump of hard cheese that killed her with its blow while she was bathing in the pool. Oh. Well, what is there? The violent death of Medb, and it just says here, using a piece of cheese. Was it a specific? There's no. Okay, let's say what type of cheese. I'm just curious. What type of cheese killed Mev? I know it says hard, but like, I'm just curious. People are saying it might have been Gouda, but that might be a joke too. Because it says, someone says FGO writer sat on a cheese joke for 5 years. But like, and the funny thing, 90% of the pictures are FGO. Like, this is a case where fate has totally taken over where there was history. That's crazy. After Mev killed her sister, her nephew took it upon himself to avenge his mother. One day while she bathed, he launched a hunk of cheese at her with a sling and went right through her head. I'm sorry. Through? What? Some hard cheeses can be tough as rocks. I'm not sure even my shield would be able to deflect them. Celtic cheese? Okay, no. It can't be Gouda, right? I'm gonna type in Celtic cheese types. What types are there? I'm just curious. I'm not even a cheese guy. Right? List of Irish cheeses. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't look this up. It says 33 of the best cheeses of Ireland. That's too many cheeses. That's too many. I don't care anymore. Celtic cheese is hardcore. Let's just say it's Gouda. Oh, she's rolling on the ground laughing. Yeah, literally. She's literally Raffle. Let us ignore this one as she rolls on the floor laughing and answer me this. Are you certain this will kill her? Well, I definitely think it's possible. If that kind of cause and effect fate is engraved upon her existence, it would result in a rule she cannot escape. Except her extra attack where she kicks the cheese, but that's okay, I guess. It wouldn't even matter how strong the prison field is, because, well, it may be able to neutralize attacks. It can't do anything about that sort of thing. Still, cheese, huh? I almost feel sorry for her. If I'd gone out like that, I'd have to wipe out humanity to get out from under the sheer humiliation. I'd love to to do a video on, which servants in Fate had the most embarrassing deaths. Mev would be up there. Right, that's up there. But I am curious about some of the others. I understand how important the element of surprise is in assassination, of course, but still... Cheese? I knew it. People can die in all kinds of ways, even from things that seem harmless. How dreadful. At any rate, let's say we kill Mev by bonking her on the head with some cheese. She obviously knows what her weakness is, so she'll almost certainly be guarding against it. In all the time we've been here, Mev has rarely shown herself to prisoners like us. And when she does, she makes sure to surround herself with so many Celtic warriors who could block any airborne cheese projectiles or the like. Correct. She may be lax about the prison when it comes to anything that isn't the barrier, but she always makes sure that she herself is well protected at all times. Do we do it while she's in the shower? So ideally we want to take our shot when her guard is down. When and where and how does Mev usually spend her time? She usually seems to stick to the warden's office. It's the room on the top floor of the building that looks like a palace. You can see it from the courtyard. I don't know how she spends most of her time. All I know is that she always takes a shower in her office at the same time every day. Even if she's in the middle of whipping or riding prisoners in the courtyard, she'll always drop whatever she's doing to return to her office at that time. I see. Well, that means there's one time every day when we can always be certain of where she'll be. Of course, as prisoners, there's no way we can get to the warden's office ourselves. We do have a decent number of chances to go up to the courtyard. In which case, wouldn't it be possible to snipe her from there? Her bathroom must have at least one window, right? It sounds interesting in theory, but I have my doubts about its practicality. In a situation like that, the single most important thing we would need is measurements. The distance from the firing point to the target, the angle with the payload, and so on. Everything is ruled by numbers. Yes, we'd certainly have to run a lot of calculations. And, well, Mev's nephew may have gotten away with a sling. We'd probably have to build a small-scale catapult. My apologies for asking the obvious, but isn't that all something we would be able to do one way or another? After all, there are a number of people here who excel at calculations and inventions. Yep. Uh-huh. Him too. Of course, I've already made all the necessary calculations. That's precisely why I have doubts, as there's still one thing we lack.
As shady as this gentleman criminal may be, I have a much easier time agreeing with him than I do with that half-witted, alternating current eccentric. He is right. I believe there is still one person that we lack. Indeed, the direct current ogre. Here may be a fool. Numbers are numbers. Wait, well, the direct current ogre here may be a fool. Numbers are numbers, no matter who comes up with them. At the very least, we would indeed need one more person. One who not only possesses the same calculative abilities as we do, but who also knows the precise dimensions and details of the prison's structure. We have not been in prison here for a very long time. While it may be theoretically possible for us to acquire all the data we would need for such a shot on our own, we simply don't have enough time.
So basically, we need to find someone as smart as you three who also knows the prison inside and out? Oh, I know what that laugh means. You're pretending to be happy about seeing us go to desperate, doom lengths to escape, all while secretly planning to give us 100% reliable information out of the kindness of your heart. I've got to say, you're really rocking some pretty high-level moe here. Sorry about how dense my partner is. As an ace saber with a much higher social IQ. Okay, any number is much higher than 0, you're correct. I'll keep her in check, so don't let her stop you. Man, now there's no race to focus on, I really don't have much to do. Guess I'll just have to bide my time, lie in wait. Saber underground. She's staring really hard. Oh, right, because you're a saber.
This is not a good sign. That self-proclaimed heroine is eyeing my dear daughter much the same way a snake would a frog, or a butcher a plump pig.
If things take a turn for the worst, make sure you hide out inside my body. Okay. So, Gorgon, just pretend all that never happened and answer me this. Do you have any idea where we could find someone like that? Very well. I've only heard rumors about them, but there are supposedly other prisoners here besides me that are kept in special solitary confinement cells. One of them is a cunningly dangerous criminal who is kept deep beneath the prison and is monitored at all times. Yet even in confinement, they still know all there is to know about this prison, or so the rumors say. Is that so? I did not know that such prisoners existed. Can we reach them from here? Why, how dare you would ask me directions as though I have nothing better to do than provide them to you. Still, I suppose I can't have you thinking I don't know, so I'll at least tell you the general direction. Perhaps you'll find them if you keep digging that way, and perhaps you won't. I look forward to seeing you return here in failure again. Nicely done, nicely done. A heading should be enough for us to make this work. Now, let's go ahead and set a new destination for our tunnel digging. Alright, we're still digging. Your next checkpoint is the solitary confinement cell where this dangerous criminal is being kept. Which goddess have we not seen? I don't know at this point. Remember, this is still a race. I expect to see you all digging your fastest as you try to beat the other teams. Okay, just one more leg to go. It's time for some tunnel digging fun. Dude, it's like the Lion King 1.5. We've all seen the Lion King 1.5, right? Please watch that. It's actually really good. Okay. Assassination 1. I don't think there's from what I looked on the list, I don't think there's an Assassination 2. Okay. Is it just another cell like the... Oh! Okay, let's try and guess here. Okay. Under the ground. Is it... Ereshkigal? Maybe? Because it looks like Mesopotamian. Looks like you're all here. Remember, everyone, the race is still on, so I'm keeping track of how long it took each of you to get here. Now, as for the prisoner in this checkpoint, this time, I'm not going to say anything. Okay? I want all of you to talk this out among yourselves. It sounds like it's going to be Ereshkigal. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Hannibal Enkidu? Well, hello there. It's not often I get visitors. Is this the one the Scorpion Woman told us about? It seems so, yes. This is the dangerous criminal she mentioned. They certainly seem to be getting a different sort of treatment than the rest of the prisoners. Those are some awfully secure bonds. It's almost hard to believe we're in the same prison. Well, it's not as if they've been completely denied any freedom. It looks like they're using their chains to pick up and read clay tablets? It may look like a pretty analog setup, but its inner mechanisms are amazing. All they need to do is brush their fingertips across the surface and it changes the next page. I wonder what time period it's from. It just sounds like an iPad. Books are great. You should all know. You should all read the Book of the Gods. It will give you knowledge and help you as you grow as a person. As far as I'm concerned, there is no downside whatsoever to learning the teachings of the gods. It's like a book of instructions, or maybe commands, or specifications. I can see that none of that interests you. Well then, let me introduce myself. I'm Enkidu, the thought criminal from the Age of Gods. Thought criminal! Is this where I say I've never... I actually know nothing about Silence of the Lambs. Like, I've never read it. It's a book, right? Never watched any of the stuff. Nothing. No. Know about it. I haven't experienced anything with it. I've been a prisoner here so long, I've lost track of time. May I ask what you did to warrant such a lengthy incarceration and in such confining restraints? Well, the short version is that I refused to obey Medb and become one of her subjects. Well, that can't possibly be the only reason you're kept here like this. Are you sure there isn't anything else? Yeah, come on, be honest with us. Surely you must have done something else to land you here. My impression was that you had done something like, say, force people to play a game where they have to look for a bomb you've hidden in a teapot, or maybe trick some weak-willed people into starting a riot with words alone. You know, some sort of devilish criminal genius plot like that. Impressions, eh? That was certainly part of it. As soon as Medb saw me, she said, "That face. That's the face of a dastardly mastermind. A psychopath who thinks as little of... Oh, here we go. A psychopath who thinks as little of throwing to overthrow nations as he does making his morning tea. That's the kind of criminal who would end up with the sort of calculated, cold-hearted plot that could throw the entire kingdom of Connacht into pandemonium and somehow leave their hands completely clean while it was all over. That's the kind of loathsome deviant we're dealing with here. Everyone get them." And just like that, they brought me here, no questions asked. It was, as they say, a trumped-up charge. Poor thing. Well, there's no telling what the future holds. It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that I might come up with some such plot the next day, so Medb may not have been entirely off base. He is certainly reacting to his circumstances remarkably well, or is he actually a she? Times like this hit us with a they. Let me tell you, watching people's reactions to, like, Fate, Strange Fake, the anime, and they literally say right away, like, a man? No. A woman? No. Neither. And then everyone's like, she! And it's like, what? It's not. And it's like, if you watched, Babylonia, you should know. But then again, I will say, anime only for Fate feels like a freaking lost cause. You just don't get that information. You're not gonna pause and open up a Wikipedia page to learn about Enkidu, and I think that's my problem with it. You need to have that time to leave the game open another tab and go, so what's with this guy? I think that's the best way to experience Fate. Nonetheless, you did not actually commit any crimes, correct? And even if you had, there is no way you could hope to reform while bound as you are. As a prefect, I cannot overlook this transgression. Stay right where you are. Do not move a muscle. My, it's been so long since I've had my restraints removed for anything other than meals. Thank you. Those restraints were made to be impossible for me to remove on my own. So there's no telling how long I might have had to stay here if you hadn't come along. Okay, I guess we're not doing the Hannibal Lecter voice anymore. We're just doing the Enkidu voice. As you can see, Queen Mev's weakness is the fact that she's focused solely on restraining criminals, and is thus helpless against other forms of power. Her authority must only extend to captured criminals, and doesn't have any effect on external sources of power. Say, I know this is shameless of me, since you've already been kind enough to help me, but since it's been so long since I've been free, I hope you don't mind if I ask you for another favor. Oh, we fight? What is it? Do you wish for me to clean this room for you? Right now, I am a summer maid devoted to serving Master. However, I would be willing to make a house call if you were to grant me permission. That would even give me an excuse to employ the maid rewards card I made, though I never truly believed I would have a chance to make use of them. Very well. Your pleas have convinced me. I shall clean up everything in this room so fast it will make your head spin, and I shall not stop until, with tears in your eyes, you beg me to do so. No, it's not that. I mean, I would love for you to clean up the rust and mold that's built up here over the years, but I have something else in mind. I've been bound up in here for so long that I'm a little worried I may not be fully functional. Yeah, your hair's a bit shorter than normal, you know? It's not exactly an urgent matter right now, but as a weapon it would be embarrassing to find out I wasn't functioning properly in the middle of a battle. Could I ask you to assist me in a combat test so I can see how everything is working? If you and Gorgon are anything to go by, it would seem the prisoners here are severely bereft of playmates. Although I suppose I cannot say I'm surprised, given how you have been forced to live in a moldy, rat-infested cell like this for so long. Fortunately for you, I'm as generous as I am kind. Children often ask me to play with them when I travel around town incognito, and I would gladly oblige them. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of nice that is a line there, because we do actually have what she looks like incognito. It's one of the DLC costumes, I'm pretty sure, for Fate Extella Link. There is a incognito costume for her, and like, she is really incognito. Like, that is a covered up Nero, and it's one of the few times where I'm like, yeah, I think the average person would totally not know it's her, you know? Of course, I am also an exemplary emperor who takes every one of her pursuits seriously, so I always ended up beating them so soundly they would go home bawling. I was gonna say it's not something to be proud of, but you go, girl. Put those gremlins in their place. That's really not something to brag about, you know? Still, in this case, I guess it's okay since there are so many of us here. This could even be a more efficient way of introducing ourselves. Why is everyone here always so eager for a fight? And here I was hoping that being confined in a death row prison might keep me safe from dangerous and potentially deadly situations. Girl, come on. Come on. Now I see. So you want to defeat Mev, and you were looking for someone with the knowledge you needed, and the ability to perform the necessary calculations. Exactly. Are you good at math? I have to say, though, if you aren't the dastardly, bizarre, intellectual prison professor we were hoping to find, I'm afraid this was all a waste. Oh well, it's not as if we were exactly guaranteed to succeed here. I guess it can't be helped. Yes, I am good at math. Okay, since you were kind enough to remove my restraints, I will help you. There is something we can do? Given how many people don't give pharaohs the respect we deserve lately, it's wonderful to meet someone who properly understands the importance of compassion. That said, can you actually do what we need? Of course. While I may not be some sort of criminal mastermind, I am a weapon. Calculating the ballistic trajectory of a projectile is a core function of mine. And of course, I already know the layout of the prison. The courtyard setup, the palace with the warden's office, and the other structures. I may not have seen them directly, but I am able to perceive them clearly enough through the resonance of the earth. It's not like anything besides me can turn into anything else, after all. It's not like anything besides me can turn into... Okay. If we need more information, there are numerous ways to collect it from here. My, I can't say you were the sort of person we were expecting to find, but it seems you have the knowledge and abilities we were seeking. One good turn really does deserve another. If you're good, you'll be rewarded in kind, just like the Buddha said. I prefer to think that if one takes risks and engages in foul play, one will be richly rewarded. Remember that we have been digging beneath this prison in an attempt to escape it and freeing other various criminals as we do so. At least from our warden's perspective, we must be quite the villains ourselves. Well, no matter. Thanks to a new friend here, we now have the data we lacked. All we need to do now is incorporate those numbers into our equations. Oh. Oh, it's meal time. Have you been behaving yourself in here? Come, show how... Oh, there's a typo! Show how our saddest, most wonderfully naive prisoner is doing, just like you always do. In return, I'll laugh at you, lecture you about life in captivity, and grind my teeth as I fight my urge to drain your blood. You're free! What's going on? Why are your restraints off? Oh, it's nice, isn't it? These kind passerbys helped me out of them. What? How did you all get in here? You removed their restraints. Let us just say one thing led to another. There is something we need this one's help with, after all. You can't be serious. We keep prisoners in solitary confinement for a reason. How could you not see that? That applies whether you're a poor victim who's been marked by the Blood Countess, or a vampirist who's been imprisoned for her sins. This simply will not do. It will not do. I will never, 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 never let anyone escape their incarceration before their sentence has been served. That goes for all of you, just as much as it does Enkidu. I would say I'm impressed you've managed to dig this far. As a reward, I shall fill your tunnels back in with your anguished screams. You've already taken out Nightingale. There's no going back now. Let's do this. Another one done? That should take care of all the data we need for our calculations. So it would seem. Now to hand this off to the engineering team. The question I have is, where's the cheese gonna come from? Like, I don't think they'll have cheese in the prison, right? It's done! Let me see. Oh yes, these blueprints are perfect. If you make it according to these specifications, the projectile should hit our target at the speed and trajectory we calculated. Oh, so we finally have a means of assassinating Medb. Looks that way. We only have one shot. We can't let her find out what we're up to beforehand, and we can't afford to fail either. No matter how insistent Medb may be about taking a shower at the same time each day, if she knows we're planning to assassinate her there, she won't be so predictable. We need to consider this a one-time opportunity. Of course we do! No matter how low the stakes may be, one only ever gets a single chance to succeed in any battle. Which means this is our Hazama. Or maybe we should pray for victory or something? I could dance and out some more if you like. Oh, you're just getting comfy here again? Oh. The only problem left is actually building the thing. As you can see, I only have the Book of Gods here. So I'd like you to handle collecting the materials and assembling the catapult. You put that back on? And you're going back to reading your clay tablets? I take it you consider your part to be concluded. It seems that you two have no intention of leaving yet. No. I don't plan on leaving. At least not yet. I stay here, at least in part, because I like it. I helped you with your plan because it benefited me. At any rate, you should all go ahead with your plan. I'll be waiting to see how it turns out. Don't worry. I'm not sure if it's because the guards are afraid of me or not, but they left me with plenty of books to read. I imagine your plan will be finished by the time I've gotten through them all. True, she has already helped us out more than enough. I also thoroughly appreciate the value of time spent reading, so I believe it's fair to say that the next part is our problem to solve. One task yet remains before we can put our... They did it again! Twice now! Put our plan into action. That said, we are still prisoners. As such, I believe it goes without saying, if we were to create this cheesapult, we'll still need a certain someone's help. Yeah, we need the cheese. Incidentally, I'm aware this picture paints me... The picture this paints is one of a sad 50-ish gentleman talking to a doll. So I hope it goes without saying that this picture is one of happenstance, not intent. Like, I understand why you're not talking, but... Senpai? I'm on it! Right. I'm sure the others will tell us everything you need to get. And just like before, you can use the visiting room system to sneak in them the materials. That should let them use their blueprints to build their cheesapult. This may not be part of the race, but it will still directly affect everyone's escape plan. I'll help you out too, so let's both do our best, Senpai. Again, we need... Oh, there is assassination too. Oh, it's just saying part 1, part 2. Where are we gonna get the cheese from? Like, listen! they're not gonna have cheese in the prison if she's can be killed by cheese, right? I think that just makes sense. Like, my only thought is that we need milk, right? And like, if only there was some servant in our group who was like big and milky, right? Who literally has an alter ego with cow in the name, right? That's my only thought, is we might need to get the milk ourselves and turn it into cheese. Is that possible? Wait, I'm seriously, like, I'm just starting to think, is that possible? I'm typing in a very bad Google search. I'm in incognito for a reason. Yes, it is possible to make a cheese with that. Oh. 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 New York. Oh. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let it be known, that wasn't silence for the bit. I was reading stuff that actually made my stomach curdle a bit. I'm not a cheese fan, like, at all. I actually don't like cheese a lot. I actually think it's pretty gross. Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. Of course, New York City. Of course it would be you. Between the abnormalities in Connacht's land, the invisible attack dog, we forgot about him, and prison guards who have disappeared, probably slacking off, Queen Medb certainly has more than her fair share of headaches. Nonetheless, she never forgets the importance of smiling and keeping her composure. After another hard day of problem solving, it's time for the Queen's regular shower. How wonderfully Celtic! What's more, today we have a very special treat. We've been authorized to show the Queen's shower on the air. Well, not exactly authorized, I'm afraid. Here's what I mean. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's more than I expected. That's a lot more than I expected, I'm gonna be real. Right? And there's her crown. Yeah, that's more, okay. This incredible spectacle alone should be a more than ample reward for any well-trained Connachtian. Connachtian? Okay. We are receiving reports of viewers fainting across the country, so please try to contain yourselves. Can you imagine if the leader of your country just sent out a video of them showering? No, I could. There's several leaders that I could see absolutely doing that. Nonetheless, I can hardly blame you. Just the sound of the water hitting our bodies almost too much. Oh, to be one of those lucky little droplets. How alluring, how beautiful, how utterly divine. It's as though the steam itself, as it dances around the shower, is hesitant to touch that perfect form. As the steam wafts shyly out the window, she turns towards it and smiles, as if to tell it has nothing to fear. And don't worry, there are no tall buildings nearby that can see into this window, so she has nothing to fear from peeping Toms. The only thing that could be so lucky as to catch sight of her would be a little bird flying by. Oi! Did someone say little bird? Oi! Take a look at the gloves and mitts on that one! It's me, Robin! And should that happen, the Queen would surely smile and invite the tiny citizen to come and join her in song. Unless it was Robin, in which case, nope, you don't want to hear that one sing. Blue skies, shower steam, her smiling face. As long as we have those joyous sights to feast upon, the nation of Connacht will surely endure forever. Gloves and mitts, that means tits, by the way, just in case. I did that one on the spot. I don't know if that's probably not a real one. Indeed, so long as our beloved Queen lives, Connacht is assured to enjoy boundless prosperity for... What's this? Hiya! Oh, the cheese kick! Oh my, what a surprise! The queen has performed a back-facing roundhouse kick. Watch it be a bird. Such splendor, such beauty. One might die of shock from viewing such perfection in motion. Did you really think that would work on me? I don't know what sort of lowlife is responsible for this, but this has as good a chance as any to set the record straight. Yes, if a piece of cheese hits me, I will die, just like how anyone else would die from getting hit by a rock. But that's only if it manages to hit me. And unfortunately for you would-be assassins, I've trained my body to automatically react whenever cheese comes flying towards it. I am the Queen of Connacht. I have a duty to lead this land to prosperity for a long, long time to come. There was no way I was going to let my weakness remain a weakness forever. What? She refuses to get the cheese touch. What? Oh, come on! Thought it was going to be that easy. Oh, escape 3 for another hope. Okay. Our calculations were perfect. The cheese's shape and weight gotten fresh from our servant lineup. The elevation, the initial speed, the timing, the execution. We tested our design extensively to eliminate all design flaws and possibility of error before arriving at our final iteration. It was a feat of mathematical and engineering genius, so let us hold our heads high, fellow scientists.
It's not fair.
Umu, I know all too well how you feel, lion-headed king of inventions. We did our very best, made no mistakes, yet we were still ultimately defeated in a surprisingly low-tech way. That was an amazing back-facing roundhouse. I could swear I even saw a shockwave on impact. Since there was nothing sabery about her kick, I have nothing but praise for it. I do have to wonder, though, is that sort of thing trendy with queens these days? The Medb we've seen in the Singularity does strike me a little bit as being a little bit different from the one we've seen before. It's almost like she's optimized to protect her land or something. Then again, it may just be that any Celtic woman could pull off something like that if she trained hard enough. Regardless, the fact remains that we failed to clean her up. That's our greatest problem. Oh, we couldn't beat her. You're not going to say you're glad she didn't die, are you? Yes, in some circumstances, witnessing the death of another can be unpleasant for me because it can cause me to think of my own death. However, such is not the case with sniping, as it does not bring my death to mind. As such, I would typically not care one way or the other. However, since the survival of this queen has a direct effect on our chances at living or dying, it would seem I do not have the luxury of indifference. Now that we failed to cheese her, it's just funny to say, she'll be much more alert than she was before. We should assume that we won't get another shot at taking her out. Oh, she'll probably start trying to root out the culprits and make an example of them. You know, grisly executions and stuff. Pretty standard stuff with your typical tyrannical despot. I've had my fair share of attempted assassinations, so believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we got one of them. You should have seen, yeah, Sugatani, yeah, Sugatani's shooting event. Talk about dangerous, wow. Wow, you were talked about early on. Of course, it didn't change the fact I still ended up Hinoji'd in the end. I too understand how difficult it is to assassinate someone who has their guard up. The only course of action available to us is to wait for her to lower her guard, whether it takes months or years. But how will I protect public decency this summer if I am locked away the entire time? So essentially, we've completely failed and lost our chance to assassinate her. Great. Which means we've lost our one and only chance to get rid of the prison field. I was surprised too, so much so that I even looked up from the Book of Gods. But I'm not surprised that your assassination attempt failed. What I am surprised by is Medb's self-control in overcoming her weakness. I thought she was the type to trust her natural abilities so much that she would never bother with further training, but clearly I was wrong. It turns out that she's the sort who is willing to do whatever she has to in order to overcome her flaws. So it would seem I had the wrong idea about her too. As the ruler of a kingdom myself, I have to give her credit where credit is due. Yes, I suppose you're right about that. And now unfortunately it seems our hands are tied. After all, the only way to get around the prison field is To assassinate Medb. You mean you're not all trying to take over this prison for yourselves? How very pacifist of you. I didn't realize that all you wanted was a way to remove the barrier. If that's so, there's still a way to remove it. All you need to do is follow the right steps. Hold up. What did you just say? There's another way to remove the prison field? One that doesn't involve killing Medb? Of course there is. Guitarist and girl who's learning to swim. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like any mechanical creation, it can be turned off. Of course, assassinating Medb would have just sidestepped all that entirely and gone straight to tearing down the whole prison. But if all you want is to get rid of the barrier, then you simply need to make the appropriate arrangements. How did we not see this sooner? This calls all that we know into question. That cursed snake one must have lied to us again. So somebody else told you that killing Medb was the only way to get rid of the barrier, huh? Given the crudity of the particular method, I have an idea of who it was. Still, I don't think you could have done anything differently. I'm the only one here who knows about this. As I may have mentioned before, there are some things only those of us born of the earth can grasp. So then, how do we go about disabling the prison field? I sense the barrier's origin in a stone located somewhere high above the ground. It seems to be a control device, and because of how powerful the barrier it emits is, its control spell is actually quite simple. I don't see any supplementary power units anywhere, so I think just turning this device off should let you shut down the barrier. A stone located high off the ground? I wonder if it's anything like the Five Elements Mountain on top of Wukong. Or maybe it's more like a floating boulder from the heavenly realm. But, I don't think I saw anything like that outside. It could be something that's made out of stone. Something made out of stone? The statue! We did not see anything like... Yep. That's a big statue. It's a big stone. Yep. Her face is a little wonky. Just a little bit. That's it. That statue stood out like a sore thumb when we first got here. At some point, we must have gotten so used to it that we stopped paying it any attention. Now I see. It was hiding in plain sight all along. Incidentally, that was one of my 48 pushing 50 techniques in action. Say something that sounds appropriately detective-ish to prevent anyone from grilling you on why you didn't notice sooner. I recommend it to anyone working in middle to upper tiers of management. Even a genius of my caliber failed to notice this. Any grilling that sort would be meaningless. The real question is, what do we do now? So if we can manage to do something about the control device in that statue, we may be able to get rid of that barrier. Is that right? Well, yes, but Medb is very aware of how important the device is. Security is bound to be tighter than ever. What's more, using my presence detection, I can tell there's someone else in this prison who's nearly as powerful as her. That must be Vice Warden, Quetzalcoatl. Meanwhile, we remain weakened. If we attempt to approach the device without a plan, we will surely be cleaned up. I really don't want to die. Do we have no other options? Maybe we could persuade her to let us out, or win her over with a bribe. If only it were that easy. Actually, that sort of approach might just be your best option. For example, in addition to myself, I hear there's another maximum security prisoner who happens to be a master of disguise. I presume you can take it from there? Now I see. That does seem worth considering. So that's what you mean. It looks like all the intellectual racers like Enkidu's idea. Oh, it's so much nicer being able to talk over here. How about you, Tanner? Figured it out yet? Nope, sure haven't. Me neither. A master of disguise, huh? How could something like that help to resolve the situation? Do I get the master of disguise? Oh, well, there we go. We'll get this master of disguise to trick Quetzalcoatl and have her deactivate the prison field for us. There are just two things we need to confirm. First, is Quetzalcoatl authorized to do that? Definitely. I've noticed that the prison's field range and strength are adjusted occasionally. And it has happened at times when Medb is far away from prison. In fact, the most recent adjustment was made right before you all arrived. I'm guessing she contacted the prison to inform that she was bringing in a group of powerful prisoners. They could strengthen the barrier a bit before they arrived. And it could not possibly have been Medb who made the adjustment. Well, Medb is surely the core of the barrier's power. The fact the barrier is rooted here in this location tells us something very important. It is impossible for one person to manage alone. Good. Now here's the second thing. If we're going to trick Quetzalcoatl into following these false orders, those orders will naturally have to come from a false Medb. Is that going to work? I mean, can this person really disguise himself as, I like how we're saying himself. What, do we know? Disguise himself as Medb well enough to fool her? If the master is as good as they're rumored to be, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm told they can transform into anyone, male or female. Supposedly they can mimic their target's spirit origin somehow. Well, this can be a problem. I know only 2 such people with such skill in disguise, and one of them I would very much prefer to avoid. I will just ask directly, is this master of disguise a detective? No, I don't think so. For one thing, detectives usually send people to prison, not get sent there themselves. If this person is anything, then according to the rumors I heard, I would say they are a phantom. Of the opera? Okay, is that who we're doing? Seems you should be able to dig your way to the cell of this mysterious master of disguise from here. What if it's just Dana Carvey? What if this is like, you didn't stop 9/11 when it was the Turtle Club Day. Now you gotta go, you know? Okay, I've officially made their cell the next checkpoint. If you want to get rid of the prison field, you'll have to get rid of this phantom, get this phantom person and join you. Don't get rid of them. Once you've done that, we'll be much closer to your escape. All right, everyone, get ready. The prison break race is back on. I watched Master of Disguise when it came out, and like, I remember not thinking it was funny as a kid, but I thought it was not funny because I didn't get the humor because I was a kid. I was the same way with Garfield. I'm like, Garfield isn't funny, but because it's maybe too adult for me, that's why it's like I was literally a poser for a bit, and I was like, guys, Garfield is so funny. I'm such a huge Garfield fan, literally just to be like, just to tell people that I'm mature because I thought laughing at Garfield meant you're mature. Anyways, whoever this is looks aggressively Chinese. Looks like everyone's here. Now, what is this? Ho ho ho. How good of you to come. Admittedly, you did surprise me by opening a hole in the wall, but unfortunately I'm very experienced in crushing rats as they skulk about. I do it reflexively without even thinking. It's just like how one uses a spoon to stir her morning cocoa. After all, nobody thinks about stirring their cocoa, do they? And there certainly isn't any reason why they might be reluctant to do so, is there? As far as I'm concerned, the phrase, "I won't let a single one of you rats get away," is no mere figure of speech. None can escape my charge, nor would I tolerate an attempt to do so. Indeed, now that you are here, I will not let any of you escape me. What, Carmilla? I thought we had already defeated you. Defeated me? Ah, now I see. What a strange song you sing, little rat. I hope that you'll at least have the decency to entertain me with a song that is pleasing to the ear, like a girl begging for her life before I drain her of blood. I do not understand what she is doing here, but it seems we must face her again. I suppose it is true what they say. The toughest stains must be scrubbed away at least 2 or 3 times. Who are you really? Okay. Did you change mid-fight, I'm assuming? This lofty prison cell used to be spick and span. Why is it now infested with germs? What a tragedy. Huh? I thought we were fighting Carmilla. What is this? Am I seeing things? How long have you been, you? How very strange. What a tragedy. It seems I must sanitize the cell by filling it back in with earth. Fortunately, that is one of the most convenient aspects of underground cells. No matter what sort of evil manifests them, they can always be cleaned up in an instant. I, god of burial in the underworld, cannot agree. Bodies should only be buried after being carefully mummified and stored in a sarcophagus. And of course, doing that properly requires a great deal of preparation. Tombs and pyramids don't just build themselves, you know. They're built with slaves. Fate tier list by who had slaves. Granted, my own death couldn't really be called proper by any means. But that's exactly why I know how important this is. You don't just go burying a room over a few germs. You will cease this insolence to the pharaohs and prostrate yourself at once. Otherwise, I shall bury you in the desert where you will serve as food for evil spirits, nurse. Cut this out already, Phantom. We just came here to talk to you. Damn, can't believe you figured me out already. Really though, did you not know this is my thing? And here I thought you'd keep me entertained a little bit longer. I told you we came to talk to you. Of course we know you're a master of disguise. So, why did you do something like this? I mean, I'll grant you that it gave us a pretty clear picture of your abilities, so in a sense it was kinda entertaining. Wait a second. Can you turn yourself into any saber that ever lived? And if so, does that mean I can lower the universe's saber count by murderizing a few of your saber incarnations? I don't know about that. I mean, when I defeat a copy of Wukong, it doesn't really do anything to hurt the real Wukong, right? Entertaining, eh? That was exactly the point. It gets really boring here in prison. It's been so long since I had visitors that I couldn't help myself. Once I started, it was so much fun I didn't want to stop. Honestly, I was kind of lonely. Sorry about that. I detect not a hint of remorse from you. Still, if you claim to have been lonely, we have little choice but to sheath our swords. Even though I do not have a portrait of my sword sheathed, so that's okay. After all, even the fiercest warrior cannot battle solitude. And in your case, you appear to be especially fond of company. Are you satisfied now that you fought 2 whole battles? Good. Then let's get down to business. What's your name anyway? Well now, Talking Doll. This is a first for me. Nice to meet you and all that. Let's see. Since you already heard I'm a phantom, I think I'd better run with that. Since I'm a man of countless countenances, you can call me the Phantom of Infinite Faces. Hey, are you sure you're not are you sure you're not overlapping with my archenemy shtick? Are you absolutely certain? You want me to disguise myself as Medb and trick the Lucha lady into turning off the prison field, huh? Okay. Wow, that was easy. That is what it means to be, Shiaki, I guess. A soldier of fortune. Thanks for agreeing to help us so readily. The Buddha has long since taught us to help others. When you do something nice for others, something nice comes back to you. It's the whole basis of one good turn deserves another, you know? Oh yeah, I bet it is. That's totally why I agreed. Huh? How come you're cracking your knuckles like that? It almost looks like you're getting ready for a fight. I never said I'd help you all out for nothing. You want a gangster like me to take out a villain, you gotta at least buy me a drink. But since you're a monk, we're all in prison, there's no alcohol to go around. I want you guys to join me in something else I can enjoy. Well, mostly women. Oh, I may be able to become anyone else, but that means if I'm not careful, I might end up forgetting who I am. So that's why I want to mix it up a bit with all you in this form. You don't mind, right? Come on, let's do it. Besides, I'm not totally satisfied with my earlier duels. I still haven't seen anything close to what you're truly capable of. Especially you. I want to see more of that weird spinning top move. I bet it'd be a big hit with the kids if I learned it myself, you know? You'd be surprised how important it is for someone like me to be popular with the kids. You wish to mix it up with us? Let's do it. Are you listening to me? On top of such crude words, you do not wear a shirt, and you're covered in tattoos. Yes, I'm certain now. You are a delinquent. A scantily dressed delinquent. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. This won't do at all. I'm the prefect, and I will not let this transgression stand. If Master Kintoki were to go around imitating your unwholesome way of life, I don't know what I would do. Your offense is different than those who are wearing swimsuits, but no less grave. We shall begin with a lecture. Go sit in the corner right now. That's how and why we fight. Okay. Okay. Well, today I learned that even servants can get pins and needles from sitting in a corner for too long. A fun fact, when my... this is not a fun fact. It's actually a horribly tragic fact. But it just reminded me. My dad told me about when he was in school, which, by the way, he was put into one of Canada's residential schools. If you know, you know. Whenever the nuns would get mad at a student, they would have to kneel in the corner on rice. Dry rice. that would be their punishment. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if you don't know about Canada's residential schools, please look it up. Please do. I think that's the important information that exists, you know. Now that you've learned your lesson, make sure you start dressing appropriately and keep that attitude of yours in check. Remember, I'm always watching. Well, can't exactly change how I live my life. Well, at least try to dress as appropriately as possible in front of your kids. Maybe they'll even try showing up as you next time. I bet you're not going to start forbidding yourself from dressing like that anytime soon. Anyway, looks like we're on the same page now. With all the tunnels we've been digging, it should be easy to make a route to the giant statue in the courtyard too. I can show you the way there, but once we arrive, you're all on your own. Make sure you're convincing when you try to trick Quetzalcoatl. She may be incredibly cheerful, but she's also incredibly shrewd. Hey, come on now. Do you even know who I am? There's no one in the world I can't become. Old, young, male, female. I can even turn myself into a headless wolf knight if I want. I might be a... Okay, well that's a different word now. That's a different word. I might be a Yuxia, whose nature makes it easy to confuse him with a mirage. That's exactly why I've got to hang on to what pride I have left. My name is Phantom of Infinite Faces. As far as I'm concerned, even the queen of this whole country is just another face for me. So don't you worry, I'll use the real queen's face, voice, and charm to make sure the job gets done. Okay, I made it to the statue's feet. Now where's the entrance? I got it. Alright, here goes nothing. Are you sure this is gonna work? His disguises are certainly amazing, but I worry he's a little too rash. We'll just have to trust in him. He definitely sounded pretty confident in his chances, so he'd better come through for us. It'd be a real pain if he lets slip to the actual Mever, Quetzalcoatl, what it is we're up to. But I guess there's nothing we can do but wait and see what happens. Okay, I'm high up enough now that I should be able to find... Oh, there it is. That must be the barrier's control device. Now then. Well, this is a surprise, yes? And there's the goddess. Not that I was expecting otherwise. Hola! ¿Qué pasa, jefe? It's so rare to see you up here. Looks like she's none the wiser. Way to go, me. Of course, if I couldn't pull this off, I could never show my real face again. I just had a bit of an idea. A little something to ensure the future of this prison. No, this very country will be bright for years to come. I see. And what's that? In a word, environmentalism. That's right, these days it's all about saving the planet. We need to cut way back on our energy and resource usage. I realize now that's the key to taking Connacht to even greater heights. So I figure I'd start by rethinking how we use the prison field, seeing as how it's easily the biggest energy hog in this whole prison. And since you're the vice warden and all, I thought I'd save you some trouble and come here to tell you in person. As step number 1 of Connacht's brand new environmental policy, I'm ordering you to shut down this prison field. I'll even give you the honor of adjusting the control device's settings yourself. As a goddess, you will take the first historic step into a new era of Connacht's history. Huh? No gracias. I mean, that'd cause a lot more problems than it'd solve, no? The prisoners would just walk out of here. They still haven't learned how to be good people yet, let alone the ways of lucha. We have so many long-time prisoners who need reformation, to say nothing of the new arrivals. I have every faith in your ability to capture those wayward criminals, which is why I don't understand. Why would you want to go and free them now? Well, crap, this isn't going well. Alright, let's try that for the next best thing. Good point. I guess turning off the whole thing at once would be going a little far, no matter how much energy consumption it would save us. In that case, how about just turning it down to half strength? That would lead to the same thing, no? As you know, Warden, the security of the prison depends almost completely upon the prison field. In consequence, if we lower the prison field's strength by half, that would double the chance of prisoners escaping. That doesn't sound like a very good idea to me. Damn it. Why'd she have to go and get all reasonable on me? What a frickin' pain. If I mess this up, it'll be on me. Why'd this damn queen have to have such a crappy charisma skill? However, I can certainly agree with your wish to cut down on energy use. That is very important. So instead of reducing the barrier's strength, Why don't we cut its range in half? Its range? See, I think there's a part of the barrier that is a big waste at the moment. We could shut off the entire underground section without losing anything of importance. After all, the prisoners are in their cells most of the time. They really only go out for exercise. So it's an incredible waste to keep extending the barrier all the way into the ground. I mean, it's not as though there are any prisoners digging their way through the dirt like moles, right? Right. Okay, let's do that then. Excellent work at finding a compromise, Vice Warden. Thank you. Okay, let's put our new energy-saving plan into action. Oh, but first, would you mind if I asked you a favor too? It's not fair only taking one side after all, is it? Oh shit. She had my number the whole time. The last escape. You're gonna need to get the frick out of here then, huh? Let's see. So, that's what happened. Think we can call that a success? Stop. Before you say another word, you will return to your original form. Right now it's taking everything I have to not scrub you away. Oops, sorry. Guess there's such a thing as getting too comfortable in someone else's skin. Anyway, what do you think? You're right. The prison field's still working up above, but down here it's completely gone. Wonderful! Then that means there's no longer anything preventing us from making our escape. I dare say the path to the warehouse where your vehicles are being kept is as good as secured. Of course, you'll still have to dig your way there, and there'll be more unexpected trouble along the way. Looks like the Lucha lady kept her end of the deal. In which case, I guess I have to keep mine too. Great! Well, that's my job done then. True, and I definitely appreciate what you've done for us. Still, what are you gonna do now? Good question. It's definitely not like I chose to throw myself in here. So I think I'll go ahead and take advantage of those tunnels you've been digging and make my own escape without anyone being the wiser. Is he setting us up? At last, we'll finally get to escape! You did it, Senpai. All the work you did to help them has finally paid off. Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. You can celebrate all you like after they've made it out. This is it, the last leg of the race. Alrighty. Okay, everyone. I'm sure you know what to do by now. It's time to finally take back your vehicles. Now get out there and dig your tunnels. The next light you see at the end of them will be that of the full-fledged, real-deal freedom. Well, let's see, Escape 4. Might just finish it in this session. I say, knowing there's a super long epilogue I'll have to get through. Is it just freedom? Are they out? Holy moly! They're free! Ah, the sweet taste of fresh air. Truly there's nothing better than the sun. Agreed.
Only in midsummer can you roll with a popsicle in your mouth at all times without getting strange looks.
So wide. So cool. So happy. Sheesh. At last, I can finally let off all the steam I want. Excuse me, but I do believe you have been letting off plenty of steam all this time. Just when your oversized body was pressed up right against me in that dreadfully tight confines of our tunnel. Indeed, my suit is looking crisper than ever thanks to your unwitting steam pressing. Thank you. There's truly nothing like the wide-open sky. My heart feels born anew. People truly are meant to live their lives pure and righteous under the warm light of the sun. Now at last I continue my mission to protect public decency. No violation will be overlooked. Now that she's all dirty, sweaty, and wild-looking, I feel like she's committing a few violations herself. Oh well, it's not like that's anything new. You said it. Anyway, now that we've all avoided being buried alive, let's thank the Buddha for his protection. Then we need to find our ride. We made it back to the surface, but I'm kind of disappointed we didn't find a single subterranean world, even after all that digging, can I just say. It is so weird that years after playing the Agartha chapter, Agartha becomes a weird, like, alt-right meme. It's so strange. Huh? Now that I say it, it does feel like I went on one-to-one recently. Wonder why that is. Oh, right, this is post-Agartha.
I can't speak to that, but perhaps it'd be better if you just don't think about it too much right now. Really.
Yeah, we don't need to think about Agartha much. I have an edited version of Agartha pretty much ready to go aside from the thumbnail. Should be coming out soon. Boy, not a lot happens in Agartha.
We don't want her to remember her introduction or early treatment and get stressed out again after all.
Nothing's more rock and roll than getting buried alive at the very last moment. Why me? Is it because I didn't get to enjoy the Buddhist protection? You shouldn't discriminate against demon kings like that. Now let's see, my partner is... still buried. I'm sorry. I was hoping you'd at least manage to stay alive until you could what's it caliber Okita for me, but guess it wasn't meant to be. Ah well, we're not too far from the goal now, so I could probably make it on my own. Rip in peace, partner. Excalibur! There we go. Oh, that was close. I almost ended up buried alive. What is it, Demon King of the Sixth Heaven? You're shaking like you just face-tanked a sacred sword beam. Did you bang your pinky performing one of your un-Buddha-protected Demon King moves? How very rock and roll of you. I feel like I've been reborn. Once a god of the underworld, now a god of the heavens. Well, technically, I guess I'm already both. Oh, the sunlight warming up my frozen body. The air filling up my lungs with much-needed oxygen. Now that I've finally made it out of there, I hope the sheer relief doesn't kill me. Senpai, look, everyone's here. Congrats on the prison break. Oh, if it isn't Tanner, are you here to welcome me back? Umu, I appreciate your consideration. All of us racers have successfully broken out. I could tell where everyone was thanks to all the other me's, so I wasn't especially put out myself. At any rate, you all made it back to the surface. Don't worry, I'm still keeping track of everyone's time. Now there's nothing left to get in your way. All you have to do is retrieve your vehicles from the warehouse and get back to the... Oh, okay. Did you really think you'd get away with this? Oh, crap, it's Mev. Foo. How did you find out? Don't sell my popularity short. Queen Mev isn't only beloved by everyone of Connacht's citizens, you know. Everything down to the ants and microorganisms love me. An anonymous informant told me what you were up to. Couldn't say who it was because, you know, anonymous, but they did great nonetheless. I'll have to blow them a kiss on the next episode of Mev Today as a reward. It'll make Connacht's men even weaker in the knees than usual. This is really bad. Not only are there lots of Celtic warriors here, but she brought her along too. I don't like how this is going. I better make sure I'm ready for anything. Well, this is a shame, yes. Those prisoners were my most promising trainees. I was hoping to give them a Lucha Libre graduation test outside the barrier where they could really cut loose. This messes up everything, yes? Who told the Queen about this anyway? What are you muttering about, Vice Warden? If you need to warm up, then hurry and warm up. I'm gonna get my warm-up out of the way right now.
Thank you, Your Highness. Thank you. I'm prepared to lay down my life for you. You rock, Mev.
So this way, she gets to warm up and inspire her warriors at the same time, eh? She's really thought this through. Come to think of it, Monkey and the others used to love it when I threw my sandals at him and let my stinky piggies out. Wonder what that was about. Forget it, too creepy. By the way, it's not creepy! It's totally normal. By the way, I almost forgot to ask you all something pretty important. I take it you're all familiar with the dangerous cheese incident that took place during my recent bits of precious shower time. The dangerous cheese incident is an excellent name for something. It may have been a foolish, outmoded plan, doomed to failure, but it still gave me goosebumps, if only for a moment. That was a whole other sort of unforgivable crime. Was that you? I have no recollection of that whatsoever. A bald-faced lie, just what I expect from my master. Don't you give me that. Who else could it have been? Looks like the jig is up, or so you think. Try this single-shot cheese derringer I made with leftover materials on for size. Your fate was sealed the moment I overlaid Caldebog on top of the material. Now you'll never get a chance to turn into a saber in the future. Isn't the summer form a saber? Chat, does she know? This prison arc ends now! Eat cheese, bitch! Damn, she just deflected my holdout cheese blaster. I guess I should have known that wouldn't work. With such incredible strength, maybe she really would end up becoming a swimsuit saber next year. Oh, that was just straight up foreshadowing. I knew it. I never planned on letting you go, of course, but now I have more reason to not than ever. How dare you attempt to assassinate your queen? Only the most black-hearted of villains would try such a thing. I thought some time in prison might reform you, but I was obviously mistaken. So now I'm officially altering your sentence. No need for a trial or any sort of formalities. I'm not going to bother bringing you back to prison. Instead, I'm going to execute you here and now, then use your bones to fertilize Connacht's land. It's a rare honor. I hope you appreciate it. Don't give me that honor crap, you insolent fool. We only tried to assassinate you because we had no other choice. If you hadn't unjustly thrown us in your prison to begin with, we'd have gladly left you alone. Indeed, whatever did we do to you? All I've ever done is strive to uphold public decency this summer. Yeah, no fair. The race was nice and cool. The prison was hot and cramped. Are you kidding me? Talk about being audacious in your guilt. In case you've forgotten, this is my land. I can rule it however I see fit. It was all set to turn into the greatest conquering nation ever, and stamp out every cheeky little brat out there once and for all. Then you lot showed up and covered my Connacht in those things. As if that wasn't bad enough, next you went and drove your weird vehicles all over the place. The only rides Connacht needs are my chariot and my men. Exactly what things are you talking about? As if you didn't know. I'm talking about those planet textures from who knows where, the ones that already have their own names. What? Planet textures? What? Oh, you cowardly criminal cretins. That's the last straw. Vice Warden, Celtic warriors, get them. I could have sworn an attack I've seen somewhere before came flying out of nowhere. At any rate, Queen Medb has assumed a combat stance. No one's becoming Connacht fertilizer on my watch. Umu, we are no longer stuck behind our cramped prison bars. Now we are free to fight without restraint, awaiting your orders, Master. This time, my fellow queen, I shall be the one to invite you to a closed-off domain. Mine is boundless, yet completely closed off. A place where you lose your freedom and I maintain control. A prison far removed from the minutiae of daily life, where not a single one of its captives yearns to escape. We shall gaze upon the vast disparity in our tastes and despair. Though they may both be enclosed spaces, my theater's a joyous place filled with color and emotion. Oh, what is your problem anyway? Connacht is my land. I mean, okay, I know I'm kind of being a selfish ruler, but what's wrong with that? I'm a queen. This isn't right. It's not fair. When am I finally going to meet a tall, dark, and handsome hero? Mucho. But I suppose now's not the time for congratulations. I guess it's time to say goodbye to my merry lucha libre time, yes? It wouldn't be right for a prison guard to detain ex-convicts, no? Plus, I'm supposed to disappear. That was part of the agreement. Okay, you pass. Your Kukulkan-style graduation exam is officially over, yes? But Kukulkan won't be in for a long time. Excellent work, Tanner. The toughest enemy just left all on her own. Great job, everyone. I think it's safe to say that the evil here is just about all but done for. Except I know we're not done yet, because there is still the final boss. Now let's get back to our race. Soon all your hard work will finally pay off. That's true. It's a shame we ended up having to fight Medb, but it's wonderful everyone... It's a shame we ended up having to fight Medb, but it's wonderful everyone got freed. That would work. However, it also seems that Medb wasn't the core of the singularity after all. Hey everyone, miss me? Mash is right. The singularity signal's still there. It's probably the kind that's tied to the ground itself. With Medb gone, we shouldn't have too much trouble pinpointing the core's location if we investigate. That'd be a waste of time. Once we finish the Ishtar Cup, the core will just disappear. Trust me, keeping the race going is the fastest way to get this over with. That is why we held the race to begin with. Exactly. So come on, hurry up and get your vehicles from the warehouse already. Those are more important than anything. don't worry. You'll have time to retune them, so just take it slow and steady. Oh, and at this point, there'll be no making new vehicles, so make sure to stick with your original ones. Well, of course, I would never replace Kyogoku with another steed after all his hard work. Same here. Whether we win or not, gotta have a proper end to my journey with Bai Long. But of course, that doesn't mean I'm still not gunning for the #1 spot. I'll be checking these myself as well, but once you get your vehicle back, make sure it has the same ritual part I gave you before the race began. If you don't, you'll be disqualified on the spot, no questions asked. You certainly do care about those parts a lot. Oh well, I suppose they must be needed to complete the ritual to make this singularity disappear. You got it! Now hurry up and get ready already! Your long prison stint is finally over, and the spectators are anxiously awaiting for you to start racing again. So she's gonna be like the real bad guy here, right? It's what it's gotta end up being. Oh, looks like I managed to fool them. Wait, who? Who's that? Wait, were you Mev again? I just wish I hadn't gotten so carried away with my performance that they ended up punching through my own spirit core. Oh well, at least that ought to trick the spectators too. It may not have been a flashy role, but it was a fulfilling one. Besides, people like me aren't supposed to stand out anyway. Well, you're free to take it from here, lady. Next time, I hope you and I get a chance to face off. Wait, is Mev gonna be the one to save the day? Huh. The prison is falling apart. I see. This was all your doing, wasn't it? Oh, you mean getting rid of the prison by getting rid of Mev? Yep, that was me. Those people only wanted to escape. I wanted to tear this entire prison down. And since there was no one around to point out our different aims, I just kept my mouth shut and did what I had to make sure things turned out this way. I don't take issue with the idea of building a powerful prison using a foreign goddess as a cornerstone. They really should have chosen their sacrifice more carefully. Don't you agree? If you want to build a prison, you need to use a goddess of justice as its central pillar. Using a goddess of revenge will just twist the whole sense of morality in the place. Are you mocking me? It's not as if I had a choice in the matter. Right from the start, I was summoned here to be a Wait, stop! What are you up to? I apologize for resorting to such crude methods. I didn't mean to damage your precious scales. But now the pillar supporting this prison is free. You may not exactly be able to walk out the front door, but knowing you, I'm certain you can still find a way to escape this place. After all, you've always been good at burrowing through the ground. Are you expecting me to thank you? I don't even know who you are. Why are you... Beats me. Honestly, I'm not even sure myself why I wanted to help you. But I know that every fiber of my being is telling me this. I never again want to see a goddess consumed by her need for revenge disappear without ever having knowing freedom. Not even a composite deity. Now it looks like this place is collapsing as well, so I'll be taking my leave. Neither of us has a master, so we won't be able to maintain our bodies here very long. So I figure, why not enjoy this world while we still can? Oh, you let your hair down loose, and now it's tucked away. Oh no, that was meant to be her. Okay. So that's who you are. Okay. The hair difference was enough for you to not recognize at first? Sure. Final area, Continent 1. Continent 1, what are we doing? Let's see. Damn it, they just keep coming. One, please. One, please. I do love seeing humans' faces contorted in pain. Now give me one of those and one of those. Oh, one of those too. Here, you'll take your payment in small denomination QP and like it. Feel free to count it to make sure it all adds up if you like. I know your fighting spirit will never let you do otherwise. Go ahead and count them one by one, but don't you dare stop cooking in the meantime. Now I think I'll take a shish kebab next. Wait, hold up. We're almost at the finish line? So this event's gonna be over soon? Isn't it strange that I've been doing nothing but standing here this entire time? I mean, I'm more than just an ungodly sexy swimsuit model, you know. The way I saw it, the higher-ups of this event were supposed to notice the pop star power I couldn't keep covered up because it was just way too strong. And they were supposed to beg me to take over the main role thanks to my incredible cuteness and popularity. We're supposed to roll for having overlooked such an amazing talent right under their noses all this time, and my future as a superstar would have been secured. As official record keeper, it falls to me to preserve this summer woe. I shall call this one Boo Boo the Fool, the tragic buffoon. Foo! 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 Foo's excited too. He's jumping around like he wants to join the race. This is finally it, Senpai. At last, we've reached the final area. That's right. The only thing that stands between our racers and victory now is a single straightaway. This area may have been improvised on the fly after the bridge collapsed, but hey, it works to keep things going. I've tallied up all the time it took each team to escape from the prison and set up a new starting grid accordingly. This time, each team will burn rubber as soon as we say go. It'll be a battle of fate where each racer will have no choice but to trust their luck. There'll be no interference from enemies and no tricky corners. All each team's got to do is floor it and make for the finish line straight ahead. Final leg for the ages, free of cheap tricks where the winner will be obvious to anyone watching, and we'll get to see how it all shakes out after a word from our sponsors. Gulp indeed. It's been one hell of a long race, folks, but at last, you're right. This is longer than most of the Epic of Remnant chapters. But it's time to separate the winners from the losers. Listen up, all of you waiting on the starting grid. Look back on everything that's happened during the race. We don't need to look back. We don't need to look back. That's fine. We don't. The 4 areas you worked so hard to cross, the countless trials you overcame with your trusty vehicles. You should all be fired up by those irreplaceable summer memories, but if you win here, it'll all be worth it. If you lose, then it was all for nothing. So you can't go giving up now, can you? To all you fierce competitors who've made it this far, this goddess salutes you. I can't wait to see what happens, and not just for my own personal reasons. I swear to you all, as the goddess of beauty, whoever wins this race will be nothing less than the best summer servant. That's our Ishtar. She really knows how to get people fired up right to the end. Still, it certainly looks like that worked. The Ishtar Temple at the finish line will serve as the victory gate. Try to be the first one to cross it. This is it. Get ready to begin the official last race of the Ishtar Cup. All right, so I've decided I'm only going to show one of these, and I'm going to do a random number generator. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I have a 1 to 6 generator. I'm going to generate a number, and that's going to be how many times I press the generator button. Then that will give me the result. Okay, I press it once, 5. I'm going to press the generate button 5 times, right? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams. So I'm going to press it 5 times, and we're going to see what number I get, and that number will be the team I go for, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Son of a gun, I got team 1. All right, Team Nero it is. It was, hey, I was rolling a dice. Team Nero, they win. I could show them all, but it's going to be the same scene 6 times. Well done, Drama Queen. We may not be far ahead, but we are in the lead. Amu, the Red Venus's acceleration is one of its greatest strengths. However, there are 2 other vehicles in this race who could still beat it in a pure contest of speed if we are not careful. Franz and Nobunaga's. You got that right. No more games. I'm in it to win it, pipe organ gal. You know, this has been on my mind for a bit. Aren't we just a little too much alike? I hear you, Nobu. I totally get it. There's something infuriating about people being almost exactly like you, right? You can't help but fear and loathe them, right? Now you finally get the pain I've been having to deal with people copying my face and personality. Let's kick it into high gear. Eat up Nobu's Atsumori and drive as fast as you can, Red Rocket. This time I'll open up the wings and leave our competition in the dust. Oh no you don't, you fools. They do a kind of similar cadences to the voice. Hey, what the hell? Attacking us while we're transforming? Rude! Isn't that against the rules? Oh crap, we're falling over. Stand us back up, Red Racer X. Throttle those controls like they're a saber. Don't worry, I've got this. I've gotten used to the steering wheel to land... Wait. I've just got to use the steering wheel to land a counterattack in the direction we're falling in. Now's my chance. Your left's wide open. She got alongside me while I was distracted with Nobunaga on my right.
Well done. Excellent strategy, Fran. You're gonna make a wonderful racer someday. Would that be a wonderful vehicle brain? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter if the racer vehicle that excels. All that matters is being top-notch. Still, don't you think you're being a little too courteous? A true race is like a joust. You're supposed to throw down a gauntlet when you pass your opponent. For example, raining down a hail of bullets upon a vulnerable flank.
Salty maid.
More not. More right, more brown.
Unbelievable. She truly did manage to strike down all of M's bullets, and with nothing but a wooden mop. I suppose it goes to show one shouldn't trifle with a British maid.
Incredible. No wonder she's Britain's legendary king. It seems my pea shooter is unequal to the task. But what about a rocket? Take this. The dynamics of an...
We're losing our balance. No NPs, no N...
Oops.
Stupid Papa.
Professor. My apologies. I'm afraid I lost myself at the moment. There's something about her name I simply couldn't abide. What? Oh. You didn't like Artoria either? Sorry, Altria, rather?
Well done, Salty Maid. But the other teams are catching up. I am trusting you to handle our defense.
I'll make more memory. I'll make more memory. Okay, the first time I understood her. What is she saying now?
Emu, I cannot understand a word you're saying, but I can tell what you are thinking. We shall pass any who dare to get in front of us. If anyone gets alongside us, we shall send them flying. And no matter how far apart from the pack we may stand, we shall not let off the accelerator until we have crossed the finish line. Is that not right?
Right.
Smiling, am I? I see. I had not noticed it myself, but I suppose I am having fun. I may not care for you, but it's been quite enjoyable running this race together. We are truly like two sisters with the same goal. I have never enjoyed myself this much in any other race to date. I trust this goes without saying, but do not let your guard down. The race is coming to an end. There is no telling what sort of surprises we may yet face. Emu, worry not, partner. I shall take care of everything. I have no fear whatsoever that we will lose to our rivals. After all, the greatest enemy I must defeat is you, not them.
Yeah, we're not watching them all. I'm gonna be real. They're probably all different. I don't want to watch the same thing over and over. I will go insane. So where the frick is the giant? Like, is there just... are we not doing Googleana? Is it just ending? Unless Googleana's a part of this, but I don't know. Let's see.
Goal! Congratulations, you're the winners!
Woo.
Woo! Wow, the excitement here is palpable. We're so lucky we were able to see the end of the race this close to the finish line, Senpai. And now we're going to be super generic, so we don't know who won. It looks like there's still some time till the victory ceremony. Everyone's still taking it all in.
Never mind. I think it's happening.
Huh? Was that thunder? Odd, it was really sunny here at the racetrack just a moment ago.
Oh, wow, yeah. Welcome, Fate Strange Fake.
What the... are those storm clouds? They're coming straight toward us, almost as if they have a will of their own.
That's a hell of a storm. Hey kids, hurry up and get back to Kalia. Those gale winds aren't just gonna blow around physical objects. The lightning can even destroy spirit origins.
It's a quaking, crackling criminal Anderson. Why does this have to happen now, right after I got this special celebratory champagne? That thunder sounds like Gozu Tenno. Don't tell me that's Raiko. I'm getting out of here while my head's still attached to my shoulders. Ibaraki's such a fraidy cat. Me, I'm the pinnacle of elegance. That kind of lightning is no big deal at all. I see that sort of thing on Mount Janos all the time. What the hell was that? It zapped me all the way down to my tail. Why did things get so bad all of a sudden? Everyone's scattering now. We need to get out of here too, Master. That was perfect. Everything went just as planned. I'm so perfect I must scare myself. Foo-foo! Was that Ishtar? Senpai, you mustn't go back to the racetrack. Oh my god, Ishtar villain the whole time? Whoa! There's like gold specks around you. Go. If you don't want to get caught up in this, you better run. Don't worry, I'm not heartless. I'll spare your lives. But please note that any refunds for bets placed will be only given to servants still at the racetrack, and tickets for any heroic spirits who run away will be considered null and void. If you got a problem with that, then take it up with the most ancient of laws. No matter what the era, the house always wins. All gambling is rigged to the advantage of whoever's hosting it. If you didn't know what that meant before, hopefully it's become crystal clear by now. That's just scamming people out of their money. Oh, what was that, Tanner? I could have sworn you were just asking for divine punishment of the worst kind. Senpai, it's dangerous here. Lightning could strike at any moment. Oh, don't worry about that, Mash. I won't go zapping you after both of you help me out so much. As long as you don't get in my way anymore, that is. Oh, gold eyes. Is that an earthquake? No, I don't think this is an ordinary earthquake. You're right. This is the earth itself crying out in pain. It's being sacrificed in order to make my companion. I mean, come on, did you really figure me for the kind of chump who'd use all her money on charity? It was all a ritual leading up to this moment. That's right. I couldn't care less who came in first. All I wanted was to have each team drive their hearts out while they completed the race. To make sure the parts I had in each of their team installed in their vehicles all ended up here. Okay, yeah. Oh, Venus textures. That's what they meant by another planet. After their tires carved a ton of magical energy into the Venus textures I placed all over this land. What are you... I thought there was something fishy about all this. Did you now, Tanner? I knew I saw great potential and a promising future in you, Master. But you still didn't know exactly what I was up to, did you? I'll be nice and throw you a bone here. First, check out the true form of my Ishtar temple. It has a true form? Oh my god. Is that a giant ATM? Oh my god. It's the money is power system. The Ishtar temple was just a front. This is the top secret, painstakingly constructed heart of the operation, the Ishtar quantum power system, or Ishtar QPS. It's the money is power system. Hold it right there. Yeah, you recognize this. We cannot simply stand idly by through all of this, whatever this is. We overheard what you were saying. What is all this? Is it something to do with the parts installed on our vehicles? Something to do with them? They were the whole point of this. Speaking of which, I'll be taking them back now. I didn't input any Steam command like that. Ishtar's part just came out of Babbage's body. I wish my body could combine and detach. I wonder if they'd include a diagram showing how to cast off parts like that at the end of the book. Okay. You don't get a friggin' model kit, buddy. I did get the Castoria model kit. The 30-minute heroines model kit. I will be putting that together sometime. Those parts are coming off our vehicles all by themselves. Is that thing pulling them in? Kyogoku may have never needed such a harness, but I still question what all this is about. Our vehicle just completely fell apart after the thing we jammed in somewhere was just ripped out. I don't know how it managed to stay together all this time. Oh well, can't be helped. Those parts aren't just flying away. I'm sensing tremendous magical energy from that device. There we go. It's coming together nicely. And it's all thanks to you guys driving over my Venus textures. All the tire marks you carved into land while you were desperately trying to outrun one another function just like a kind of magical summoning circle. And this little doohickey is designed to gather up all the magical energy expended during the race. At the same time, the parts I had you install in your vehicle secretly stored the heat created by the friction of your magical energy-propelled tires running across my textures. Sure, whatever. Which in turn completed the preparations for the excited state of each part. It's all so deliciously perfect. Soon, Operation Rebuild Gugalana will be complete. Gugalana? Gugalana, the Bull of Heaven and the divine beast that once served Ishtar. But when we were in Uruk, I thought she told us she had lost it somewhere, which, again, as far as I'm aware, that people told me she sent it to Strange Fake. Now that I look back on it, I spent a long time waiting for this day. The Queen of Kur stole the best parts for herself, even though I'm the Queen of Heaven. The other goddesses all pitied me, calling me pathetic just because I lost my trump card, the Bull of Heaven. Goldie would laugh at me and say things like, well, of course the Bull of Heaven left you. Who'd want a master that was built like a washboard? You're normal-sized. It's been a long and humiliating road to get here, but at last I've finally reached my... Wait a sec. Wait. Because we need to see what she originally looked like. Was she originally a washboard? P-Fowls, Ishtar. I know it's a good design, but was she always flat? We need to know the truth. No, she actually had, I would say, large titties. I would say she had fairly decently large titties. Like, bigger than Rin, and still a fairly normal size, right? But then again, that design is dubiously canon, right? Dubiously canon. It's been a long and humiliating road to get here, but at last I've finally reached my goal. You there, don't you look at me like that. This is not just about taking out my frustrations on others. Don't worry, since I'm the highest class of goddess there is, I'll tell you what was really going on with the race. Up till now, I'd spent all my free time searching for Gugalana, trying to resummon him, anything I could think of to get him back, basically. Considering how tight we were, it should have only been a matter of time until he came back to me. But no matter how hard he tried, he never came home. I couldn't find him anywhere, couldn't summon him, I couldn't even sense his breathing. I realized that I just hadn't lost him. Either he was taken someplace my authority doesn't reach, or disappeared. After the connection between divine spirits and humanity was completely severed, and his role had been completed, right? Exactly. Which means it wasn't my fault that I lost Gugalana in Uruk. At that point, he'd already become detached from me, so it was no wonder I wasn't able to summon him again. Gugalana had returned to heaven. It was a gift from my father, but he earned his retirement. I had no problem with that, really. So I had a change of heart and decided to take a different tack. If the first Gugalana was broken, I could just make another. What? Then you really are trying to make another divine beast, like on the Demiurge? Yep, if that could do it, no reason I can't. I mean, how many times do you think I've come this close to destroying Mesopotamia? Maybe you guys didn't take me seriously since I've really only showed you my good side, but this is who I really am. A goddess among goddesses who collects authority from every god and uses it as ornamentation. The most powerful divine spirit ever. Ruler Ishtar. Incredible. That divine beast really is starting to incarnate. Singularity or not, it's amazing that she was able to pull this all off on her own. Oh man, I definitely wasn't taking this seriously enough. Ishtar, I regret my error and stand in awe. Yeah, you don't sound like you regret anything. Well, this whole race ritual did have a pretty big mystery to it right from the beginning. I told myself that Ishtar was odd and her ways would naturally be odd too and just let it go, but I really did not see this twist coming. Basically, this whole race was nothing more than a way of creating a new Gugalana, right? I fail to see how this is funny. Sorry about that. You gotta understand, we geniuses don't have many chances to have our expectations exceeded like this. It's sort of novel. I mean, it's just so much fun. I mean, how do we not get to be excited when we finally get to experience actually being surprised by a twist for once? That said, I know I need to keep that under control this time around. Surprise over, and now it's time to deal with this mess. Well, that's some big talk, Da Vinci. Didn't you just say you were standing in awe of me? I did, and I still am. I'm feeling regret and awe, but for the Bull of Heaven, not you. Unfortunately for you, Ishtar, you're still just a pseudo-servant using a human as a vessel. Your spirit origin is A rank at best. Suffice to say that we can handle anything you can throw at us. That said, the severity of the beating coming from you may change depending on what you decide to do with your reconstructed bovine friend. More big talk, eh? Alright then, let me just go ahead and finish up building my Bull of Heaven. Then I'll show you just how terrifying I can really be. First, I'll use the Ishtar QPS to put together different living body parts overflowing with magical energy, with an immature organism as the nucleus. Here it comes. This is the birth of my new Googleana. Googleana Mark II. Oh wow, it gets a sprite, kind of. Whoa! Okay. Is that what it looked like in its original design there? Yeah, that's 100%. This is okay, so that is the P-Fowl's design. So that means that design is canon. Right? Maybe. Well, the Bull of Heaven is. Ishtar, dubiously so. But that is what Googleana's design from P-Fowl's is. Cool. It really is the Bull of Heaven. Dude, this is going to be in Strange Fake. I'm excited. That's a cool design. It's so big. So you mean all that work I did was just a ploy to bring this giant cow to life? Why didn't anyone tell me? What are you, a movie villain killing off our allies now that they've outlived their usefulness? No, if anything, it's more like agreeing to a race promoter, agreeing to give a race promoter a cut of your winnings and having him fleece you for everything you've got. Mind if I ask a question? I get what you're really trying to make now. But is this ritual stuff going to serve the function you originally promised it would? That's right, the race was originally supposed to erase the singularity here. You can still do that, right? I thought goddesses never lie. That is a good question. All the magical collected in this race has been poured into Googleana. There are no resources left that can be allocated to erasing the singularity. Much as I hate to say it, it would seem that Ishtar has deceived us and... No, I didn't. I totally accounted for this, okay? Getting my Googleana Mark II was all part of my plan. I was meant to use his ultra divine beast power to take care of the singularity. I just have to get rid of this distortion, right? I'll just have him stomp on it like a roll of bubble wrap. That's too rough. It would be like using a bomb to get rid of a ketchup stain. One mash said, that may get rid of the singularity, but it would also wipe out Connacht along with it. Fortunately, there's still some time. All Ishtar needs to do is give back the magical energy she diverted to Googleana. Oh, so it's not too late to reverse the flow of energy, is it? The primary reason I took part in this race to begin with was to help Master resolve the singularity. While I will not deny that I had my own reasons as well, I cannot allow this most important of aspects to come unraveled at the end. Yes, Master, happy, best. Master, not happy, bad. And I guess we all know what we have to do now, don't we? I'm glad you children are so quick on the uptake. Saves me a lot of time sharing my hard-won wisdom. Hey, I'll never stand out on the stage with that thing in the background. Of course, if we set it up so it blows wide open and I come flying out of it on a wire for my grand entrance, well, that's a whole different story. A true god shouldn't be selfish, Ishtar. They should always keep their promises, even those made to inferior humans. Wait, hang on a sec. When did I get to be the bad guy here? Okay, maybe I went a little too far with swindling everyone out of their bets. But in general, my getting a new Googleana is a good thing, right? Just imagine all that power fighting on you, our side. Sure, its divine radiance might be so intense that it crushes all sorts of tangible and intangible things, but that's a small price for such a big payoff. If anything, you should be thanking me for bringing him back. I mean, come on. It's like the humans always say. Bigger is better. Was that a boob joke? So it's gonna be like that, huh? Fine, I'm not backing down after coming this far. Let's do this thing. Let's see how its materialization is coming along. Just one foreleg? Huh, that's more than enough. Ishtar, mode change. Taste this power for yourself and bow down before me. Soon you'll wish you'd never messed with this goddess. She's unleashing her true strength. Come on, Master, let's stop Ishtar's misguided plan and bring this to an end. So then that's why you only fight the one leg, I see. Not bad, but you're still completely outclassed. Resistance is futile. An incarnated divine beast is law in this world, and as the Queen of Heaven, I'm the only one who can control it. Googleana is practically invulnerable to the likes of you. You guys don't stand a chance. I'm afraid she's right, Master. Nero, Artoria, Alter, and everyone else are putting up a great fight, but they don't have anything they can... They don't have anything that can bring the Bull of Heaven down. There you have it. Now sit back and wait until Gugalana finishes assembling. Once he's complete, I can go back to being my true self. Instead of Ishtar, I'll be Inanna, and I'll have the authority to control the heavens themselves. Having an ally become stronger is normally a good thing, but I have an unfortunate prediction about this goddess and her plans. I'm so confident I'm willing to wager on it. She is the type to self-destruct spectacularly by betting everything on what she mistakenly believes to be a winning hand. Yep. No, I'm not. When I win big. When I lose, I make sure to take my opponent with me.
Isn't that literally being self-destructive?
Okay, I'll admit that this case bears more than a passing resemblance to that scenario. Oh crud, I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Nice try, but you can't psych me out. I've already won, no matter how you slice it. I'm not self-destructing, and you guys have no chance this turn around. In another minute, no, 2 minutes, I'll have... I don't think so. While you were busy focusing on your enemies on the ground, I got to your bull's head, yes? This voice, this divine aura. Oh no, it's Quetzalcoatl! Oh, I thought it was gonna be... Okay. It's the goddess of Venus, Quetzalcoatl. Gracias, Tanner. That's so sweet of you to say, if a little embarrassing. Now I'm all fired up for my last show. To thank you all for cheering me on, I'll show you the essence of Lucia. See, I thought it was gonna be Mev.
And I thought Mev was gonna just straight... You with the bull? You know? Just like... There's only one thing you gotta do. You gotta ride the ultimate ride, you know? But no.
I'll show you the essence of Lucha. A neck hang into a heaven drop on an unprecedented gigantic scale. Quetzalcoatl is bending Google on its horns. Amazing, now she's tied them together and what the frick? No way. Is that a backbreaker into what I think it is? Quetzalcoatl, what are you doing here? I thought you got taken out along with Mev. I did, yes. Or at least someone who looked just like me did. You weren't the only one who was scheming behind the scenes, Ishtar. My request is very simple. When they break out of prison, it'll be my job as Vice Warden to go after them. When that happens, I want you to disguise yourself and me as me and fight in my stead. This is not to deceive Mev, but the goddess helping the prisoners. I want you to think I'm off the board. Of course, it won't work if you just run away from them, no. Basically, I want you to die for real, yes? What are you, a demon? What kind of deal is that? You don't like it? I see. I could kill you right now if you prefer. Right. I guess you would kill me if I refused, huh? And if you did, I wouldn't be able to fulfill the first request I accepted. I can either die without fulfilling any requests or die after fulfilling 2 requests, huh? Well, that's a no-brainer. Okay, lady, you got yourself a deal. Muchas gracias. I'm glad you're such an understanding, heroic spirit, yes? You bet. But if I'm going to accept your request, I need to come through with a suitable reward, you know? That said, I'm good on money and booze now. Authority's nice too, but I think I've had my fill of that. When you can become anyone at all, sometimes you gotta make a conscious choice to do something for yourself. You follow me, lady? You know what it is I want more than anything? Yes, I believe I do. Very well then, nameless warrior. The next time we meet, I swear on my godhood I'll face you in a no-holds-barred match of strength. As you can see, I love hand-to-hand combat, so I'll make sure we'll have a great time, yes? Wonderful. Got it. Right then, you got yourself a deal. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure your plan succeeds. And here we are, but don't feel too bad, Ishtar. It's not that my scheme was better than yours so much as his performance was just too good. That said, it's time you had a stern talking to. I understand how awful it feels to be unable to fight when something really matters, or to be helpless to save those who are in need, yes? But still, you went too far this time. As a fellow goddess of Venus, I can't just stand by and let you continue this foolishness, no? It is beyond the capacity of humanity to stop this beast. If it is, then I shall destroy it myself. Gugalana, bull of heaven and servant to the goddess of Venus, if you feel a kinship with my power, then hear me and obey me. This drop is too much even for you. I'll drive you back into the earth and return you to your slumber. Roge's mood. No, please. That's a backdrop into a pile driver! Dude, hell yes. Oh, wow. Okay, everyone line up now. Closer together, please. Winning team in the middle. They've earned that. Just a moment. You there, evil aristocrat. Get out of the way. You will not be waltzing into this picture. This commemorative photo will consist only of the racers and the race's administrative staff. You, goddess, stay put. Don't bother trying to get out of frame. Good. Now hold it up so we can see it. King Gilgamesh gave this to us himself. It may be recycled, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. Ha! Is that another... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pop Google Translate. I'm assuming that says, stupid goddess or something. Let me see here. I'm gonna pop into Google Translate, go from Chinese to Japanese. Where's Japanese? Japanese. It says on it... Well, according to Google Translate, it says, no good. It's a goddess, which I assume stands for just like, I am a no good goddess. No fair. I didn't do anything to deserve this cruelty. I lost my fleeting authority. I lost Gugalana. When I get back to Caldia, there's even a special anti-goddess punishment waiting for me. Whose idea was this anyway? All right, it was mine. Go on, Tanner. It's okay to laugh. Just like Nero said, I'm a pathetic goddess who blew all her money on a single winning ticket that turned out to be anything but. Yep, which is why you're not off the hook. Senpai, Ishtar seems to be genuinely repentant, but it looks like we should be able to do something about this singularity now that Gugalana is gone. So maybe we don't need to punish her too severely? That's kind of you to say, Mash, but it's okay. Even I'm fed up with myself after this ordeal. I don't even care what happens to me anymore. Go ahead, do your worst. I can't stand the thought of being broke. You'll just have to save up from scratch again. Huh? Save up from scratch again, you mean? Your punishment is an official contract with me. I agree. That sounds like the best solution. Ishtar, no matter what you might say, you're still among the highest class of goddess around. Just the fact that you're on Caldia's side is something more precious than anything money can buy. You think? Even though I can never call on Gugalana again, you still need my power? You think I'm Caldia's true goddess of victory or something? You're plenty capable even without Gugalana. I see. Well, in that case, I really am sorry about all this. And I do feel better now to know for sure Gugalana is never coming back, so... Okay, guess there's a first time for everything, even a goddess working for free. So I swear to you once again, I, Ishtar, officially vow to be your servant. Thanks, Ishtar. Glad to have you. My, that one came out rather well if I do say so myself. I think I'll take another one focused on the Victory Cup. Will the winning team hold it up, please? Yes, there we go. There's some lovely smiles. All right, say cheese. We're just not going to address the baby Gugalana in the room. Wow, there's actually a number of pictures. That's fun. And so the summer race came to an end. We may have just run around behind the scenes, but I still feel like I'll be looking back on the memories of this event for years to come. The horizon stretching out forever, the endless sky with not a single rooftop in sight, times when Senpai and I would stand side by side, enjoying the cool breeze. The way my shirt... Oh, okay, well, good heavens. The way my shirt clung to me after I sweated buckets in the heat, and how, even though it was heavy and unpleasant, I didn't mind. Senpai and I running until we were out of breath to get to the finish line in time. The way everyone's vehicles screamed by like thunder, their speed blowing our hair completely out of place. How cool and refreshing that felt. And then Senpai and I saw how unkempt each other's hair was, and how much it made us laugh. Our roles may have been very mundane this time, instead of leading ones. But even so, these are still precious summer memories that I'll never forget. Well, that was a surprisingly really nice ending all of a sudden out of nowhere. Come to think of it, this may be the longest I've ever been outside Caldia with Senpai since I became a navigator. I guess it really would have been unhealthy to spend the whole summer staying inside playing board games. I should thank Ishtar for giving us a reason to go outside. Hey, Mash! Oh, hi, Senpai. Hi, Fu. Fu! Ishtar said she has to clean up here. I see. I guess that makes sense, given everything that happened. Okay, I'll let her take care of it then. Fortunately, we were able to get rid of the singularity with the resources we secured after Quetzalcoatl stopped Google on a Mark II. So I guess this really does wrap everything up. Fu! It sure was one thing after another. Are you glad we came here? Yeah. Yes, of that much I'm absolutely certain. It may have been one thing after another, but this summer still turned out to be a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone feels the same way. All right, well, let's do the aftermath stories then. Okay. Let's see. That's a crazy effect.
グランドフィナーレを飾ったのはシンクの機体レッドヴィーナスチームタイラントシューティンスター
Oh, is this like the canon one for them?
ラストチェッカー大義である
It's voiced?
みんなありがとうありがとう名決メイドよ貴様も手を振らぬか
I didn't know there was voice scenes at this point.
せっかくの凱旋だぞ
こうか何を笑っている私とて空気は読むし声援は素直に嬉しいぞ
そうかであれば読む嬉しいでは行くぞせーの
ああせーの祝完全勝利
Okay, were we out of voiced? Okay. Our supremacy is clear by all to see now. Clear for all to see now. It feels good to win first place by a decisive margin. Not that I ever believed it would turn out otherwise. Nonetheless, oh wow. I don't know if you could tell. 10 o'clock hit and my computer instantly went into nighttime mode with like the color changing. It probably isn't on the recording, but wow, it just hit suddenly. Nonetheless, I could not have done this without Tanner's support and your capacity for violence. Well done, Salty Maid. Our success in fending off fearsome rivals is due entirely to our teamwork. Indeed, I am grateful to you as well. I originally approached you merely so you could serve as a human shield if necessary, but your performance exceeded my expectations. The way you notice small details even as you ignore them, and consistently choose the most ostentatious and dangerous course of action. Just as once, I dare say I was responsible for our greatest achievement here. It is thanks to you that I managed to secure first place. The crowd's cheers are yours to enjoy. Now go on and head to the winner's podium. A victory parade set to last 3 days and 3 nights awaits you. It shall be a glorious celebration, a lavish victory gala singing my praises. However, while that is most generous of you, wait just a moment. What would be the point of my ascending the podium on my own? Did you not say this is our victory? We still have to pour champagne on each other. Oh. Give an interview where we are asked the secret of our victory, smile at each other, say something like, what else? Our strong bond that lets us suppress our burning desire to rub... Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading this very wrong. Let me try this again. What else? Our strong bond that let us suppress our burning desire to rub the other out at the first chance. And proceed to hit one another with bouquets of roses. Did you not wish to do that? No. Tempting though that sounds, I shall leave the glory to you. I will simply accept the Holy Grail and take my leave. After all, Tanner is waiting fervently for my report. I will only cheer for you. What a lovely thing to say. It makes me want to buy popsicles by the case. Your wish for thunderous applause, correct? You wish for it? That holds no appeal to me, I'm afraid. You shall have honor, I shall have the prize. That is what we agreed upon when we formed this team. Now I must rent a motorhome and head for that river. There our maid and our master shall relax by the water's edge under a clear blue sky. There could be no more kingly end than that. It took all my strength of will to focus on the race and keep that image from my mind. Hold it. When did I say I would let you have the Holy Grail? I shall be handing that to Master myself. You may have the prize money, so stay away from the rest. For that matter, stop daydreaming. I will only cheer for you, my foot. Master promised to cheer only for me, directly and in person. He even pounded the wall behind me when he did so. I knew you were a woman lost in her own mind, but I did not know you had gone so far as to install a VR function. Do you truly believe Master has the guts for something like that? Are you certain you were not merely daydreaming? No, I was not. For some reason, he told me he wished for me to win this race, and I wished to grant his request. It was that very passion that led to this theatrical essence. How else would you explain my class changing just like that? Surely you must have experienced something similar. That is true. In fact, I underwent my own class change for much the same reason. However, you and I are still nothing alike. So what if Master allegedly pounded the wall or not? When he approached me, he took my hands in his and gazed into my eyes. There were even flower petals swirling in the air. Flower petals? Truly? Truly. You would have thought it was a paradise. Though looking back upon it, it seems extremely unnatural. Oh, I'm so jealous. I too want to see Tanner surrounded by swirling flower petals just once. However, before that happens, there are two pressing matters I must resolve. The first one, naturally, is to unleash divine judgment upon Tanner for his two-timing. And the second, naturally, is to eradicate the interloper that stands before me. I was just thinking the same thing. It seems we truly are of one mind, Drama Queen. If we calm ourselves and consider this rationally, it should be clear that all of this was Ishtar's plot the whole time. But that does not change the fact that you stand in my way. We were not able to settle our score during the race, but there's nothing preventing us from doing so now. We are indeed of one mind on this. This shall be the ultimate end to our race. There is but one holy grail, and there can only be one winner. Whoever emerges victorious from this battle shall be the true king of summer. Hey, guess what? That was the only one that won. They won! Oh, but the womb realm... Okay, I'm gonna do the womb realm, and that's where we're gonna end it there, because I need to know what's up with the womb realm. Because here's the thing, if the rest of these are just like, hey, they do their closing ceremony and that's it, I don't like, I don't want to see them all. It's gonna take so long. It's gonna take so long. These scenes are so long. There's so much to it. But I need to know what's up with the womb realm. I need to know. That's what I need to see. And that's where we're gonna end it after this. Just because these videos already get minimum view counts anyways compared to normal Grand Order, so I at least need to know what's up with the womb. Surprised it's not subtitled. We'll just say it's an alternate womb-based timeline. Okay, you can go now, thank you. Okay, so let's see what's up with this. Indeed, our task is complete. How wonderful. With that foreign goddess's scheme foiled, we have succeeded at keeping Caldia decent. I am so relieved. If her scheme had succeeded, there would have been a sumptuous feast that would have been sure to destroy every sense of decency in Caldia, and this summer event would have evolved into something unfit for any to witness. Fortunately, that never came to pass. What a truly wonderful turn of events. You have my thanks, Monk Sangzong. I could not have done this without you. Is that why we were doing this? I could have sworn it was because things would have been really bad if the Bullet of Heaven thing had been completed. Oh well, one thing's for sure. Our trip together was never dull. Sure, I may never have found out what the teachings of the Buddha were, nor even saw much sign of the god's protection outside of battle, but I did get to see that thing with Indra's power with your noble phantasm. I never would have thought it'd be like that. Indeed, that's why I've materialized as a Lancer. At any rate, I gotta say, I haven't been on such an intense horse ride or such a crazy prison break in a long time. Really brought back memories of Tianzu. Plus, White Dragon was there too. I'm so glad to see you smiling as well, venerable monk. You have performed admirably. Oh yes, Kyogoku performed admirably as well. I must go to the underground stable and give him a good bath. Oh, but first of all, it is time to say goodbye to this jet black sailor uniform. You're taking off your clothes just like that? Why? Whatever happened to defending Claudia's public decency as a shadow prefect? Why, because that's done for now. It is? As summer isn't over, our work is not complete. In time, autumn will come and everyone will regain their senses. But until that happens, our badless prefects to defend public decency will continue. However, the fact that we have participated in the Foreign Goddesses competition from start to finish means that the Shadow Prefects have just completed a long stint of work. And what comes after work? Let me think. I got it, a break! Exactly. I knew you would understand, venerable monk. That is why I must now take a summer break. Naturally, summer is very hot. In order to endure the heat, one must take care to dress lightly. And when it comes to dressing lightly, in this day and age, we have swimsuits like this. This one is very functional, and perhaps healthy is the best way to describe it. It's very easy to move around in, as there's nothing to get in your way. It is truly a wonderful thing. Perfect for a break. In fact, I should show Master in Kentucky how nice it is. I see. Wait, hang on. Are you going out in the hall dressed like that? Why, yes. I can't wait to see how my precious children react. Oh, they are so innocent they even worry about the length of a skirt's hem. This is sure to make them turn positively crimson. Wait, hold on. How does that have anything to do with what you were talking about before? That outfit would be one thing at the beach, but this is Claudia. Why would you disturb its public decency of your own accord, head prefect? Whatever happened to shamelessness? Or executing those who threaten public decency? Oh, that? Well, now that we're on break, what if we just agreed to look the other way? Oh, okay, well, I guess that's... Well, hold it! Look the other way, are you serious? What were you so upset about in the first place? What was this whole shadow prefect thing even about? What else? I was just swatting away the insects buzzing around my children. Oh, I figured it was something like that, but I still can't believe you came out and said it. Wait, get back here. Something tells me I shouldn't let you run around like that. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. At the very least, I can't let you out into the hall dressed that way. So much for that. She just opened the sliding door and went out into the hallway in that outfit. Are you kidding me? Even I wish to romp and frolic at times. Please, Monk Sang Sang, I hope you will understand. Well, I can definitely understand how you feel, but hey, I can't hear her footsteps anymore. Where did she go? Get back here, wait! There was nothing about wombs. I'm so mad. Okay, whatever. All right, that's the end of that. Hey, if you want to watch the rest of those, they are up online, but I am good. I'm good. This event was exceedingly long, and I'm not adding another hour to it. I'm not. I can't do it, man. Anyways, guys. Oh, thank God. Oh, we're out of that. Now, I think there's like a couple more events I need to catch up on. I don't think there's others. For, let's go FGO, evocation, right? I don't think there's any more for those. There's definitely still a couple that I'm missing for, like other events that I missed. Let me just see here. If I check out the evocation fests here. Let's see here. So we're up to Rider Ishtar. Okay, there's no one in the next one. Yeah, because then after that, that's all new servants. That's it. I have every welfare. Well, hot diggity dog. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, up to the ones that are in North America. I didn't even realize that. That makes me very happy. Yeah. So we do have, like I say, a few more events that I will have to eventually show off. But, like, they are definitely in the realm of eventually because none of them are big enough that they had welfares. You know, they're just little ones. Eventually I'll get to them. For now, though, here's the big stuff we're doing. For one, I think there's new Bleached World quests coming. At some point there are. I saw a thing for that. That might be just running late. What's on the roadmap here? Where are we at? Valentine's we did. We did that. We did that. Whoa, mid-June. Wow. Okay, well, that's for a bit. Then I guess we got the reruns. Wow, we are on for a bit. So next up then, we can finally continue on as we head to the Presidential Singularity with Olga Marie 2, which I'm excited for a reason, which you'll see in a bit. Yeah, I will see you guys next time for some more Fate Grand Order as we actually continue on finally. Oh my god, it's been a bit, like this has been 2 videos for you guys, but this has been crazy. That event was so long. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time for some more Fate Grand Order. Ciao.
Yo.